Uh, you know, this is how I have to start my day. Uh, it's ridiculous, it's sickening, but get up, wait, take the dog for a walk, wait for a decent time so I ain't, so a criminal like me ain't being disturbing of the neighbors, trying to be respectful before I start up my generator, because that's how I have to live. If you've been watching any of these videos or dropped in, or you want to check them out, you can see what's going on. But so to start my day, I have to, after that, so then take the dog for a walk for a while. We enjoy some of the sunshine as the sun's starting to come up, and wait, and at a decent hour, then I start that generator up. And today, particularly, I had to wash clothes, so I have to, you can't do all of this all at once on the generator. So I have to, I'm down to my last tank of gas. I got to use it as best as possible, trying to keep stuff charged and try to get caught up on some of these videos and get some important information out there. In the meantime, I've got to also take care of stuff. Took quite a bit what gas I had to get this place cleaned up after being, it's still not ideal situation, but I can make it work if they want to keep pulling their stuff. And so today, I got to wait for the clothes to dry. They just got done drying, so now I'm able to kick the hot water heater on, and now I'm waiting to build up some hot water, and then I can take my shower and begin the rest of the day. It's so ridiculous. But so I'm conflicted, and I invite anyone to leave their comments, leave their thoughts in the comments. And while I'm waiting for the hot water to build up, I figure I'd go over this. And if you caught in the video before what's going on with this, with my case, I've been unlawfully ordered to complete a batterer's intervention program, court papers. I've been calling this place to schedule my appointment. Finally, they tell me it's about the money, okay? And now my debate is, I've done all of this so far, gotten through this far on my own, mostly. A few things I might have needed help with. Had some friends loan me stuff and to be able to help me out. Had, but all on my own with the support of some friends and family. Mostly on my, I tried to turn down all, financial help as much as possible. I took this on. I didn't, it's ridiculous that they've taken this far, but I wasn't going to allow this to happen to me. And I decided that this is deep enough that it's time to all of us to stick together and stand up and fight against it. This is what I'm going through right now. And so the decision is, they tell me pretty much, the lady at the Center for Child and Family Advocacy out of Napoleon there, tells me that my only option now is I have to call Medicaid. I have to sign up for Medicaid. That way they'll pay for it. And if I'm not, if I'm denied with Medicaid, then Adam's board would take over. But see, so it's about the money. So I'm doing everything to comply with this order. And even though it's an unlawful order, even though they're done all this stuff to keep me from, they're doing everything to keep me from fighting it. And I've already proven all of my case, and the judge wants to ignore it. The judge wants to violate his oath. Prosecutor's in violation of his oath, in violation of a lot of stuff there. My lawyer, just a whole mess. And even this organization, Center for Child and Family Advocacy. And I'm going to prove this now too. Okay, and now, so I've done all this on my own. Do I allow them to force me into Medicaid? Because That's what, so now they're gonna get me a medical record of, and they're saying I have to do a new assessment. This court order right here was based on the assessment that was already done. And now they're acting like they don't know nothing about it. And it's invalid anyways. And they're the ones not following the court order. They're the ones not allowing me to follow the court order, telling me, no, I don't got no money, you know, sorry, but you can't force me onto Medicaid. And I've not looked into Medicaid enough to decide how I feel about that. But like I said, I've done all this without going after government or community support. How are you gonna force me? You're ordering me to do something, and then you're gonna force me. Okay, so what does that implicate? First of all, when we take into my case that there was, you know, approved I have all the proof that my lawyer worked with the prosecutor to ignore the evidence of my innocence and the violation of my rights, and to get them to get me into a deal. My paid lawyer, Nicholas Fee. Prosecutor is Troy Essex. The judge is Judge Roars. These guys are all sick bastards. They're telling me now, oh, how are you surviving? How are you surviving? When the last time I was in court, pretending to be all concerned. The real concern is they're wondering how I'm still fighting it, because they expect us to give up. That's why they drag it on. They expect you to give up and just take it. And there's one crossroads. My life is in shambles because I won't just give up and take it. If I had just given up and taken these charges they want to give me, that's going to follow me and then affect gun rights and everything else. If I just give up and take it, I could be back to work, trying to put my life back together and trying to enjoy my life. And that's the one case I'm going to try to break down. Rob Schaefer's case. You know, if he would have just given up and take it, if he would just give up and take it, you know, it's just ridiculous. These guys are sick. And I have proof of all of this. And I've proven it to the court. Now, the court does not want to, the judge does not want to honor his oath by seeing all the proof of this and doing something about it. And now they're trying to order me. Now they're trying to force me in this way to sign up for Medicaid and, or go to jail. That's not how they're saying it, but what, contempt of court, go to jail? Because I am. I've made every attempt, and I'm making it public. I've made every attempt to do this. Now the hang up is the Medicaid issue. I don't know that I want to do that, and I don't think you can force me to do that. I'm telling you, you can't force me to do that. It's a real mess we got going on down here. So let's, how many insurance companies, how many people now, if you're watching this video, and please share this video. You know, I've asked for, you know, I'm asking for your help and support, and the main way is to like, subscribe, and share, and follow along what's going on, alert everybody what's going on, and so somebody can see what's going on down here. Everybody's ignoring my things. Even the DOJ is not calling me back. They got this process you're supposed to go through if I'm understanding everything properly, and you got to leave your messages, and nobody's calling me back. Contacted the Attorney General several times. Nobody's wanting to do nothing about what's going on. I've been, you know, I've got a few other avenues I'm about to start, you know, getting my electricity situation going and figuring out how to properly best use it, and gonna do the best I can with that. So, excuse me and forgive me. It's hard to stay my mind on track on one, you know, but please, I appreciate everyone who is following along, who is subscribed, and, you know, showing your support in any way you can. I very much appreciate it. And the other people are going to appreciate it too when we get down to this. who's all affected. We need to end this corruption. I'm sure it's not just here. Okay, so how many insurance companies are being scammed by this system? So let's say when all this happened, then the court orders me to get an assessment done. This is what deal they come up with. My lawyer comes up with, without getting anything on the record, to make sure nothing gets on the record. And they're telling, so it comes down to now you have to get an assessment. An assessment is the evaluation, and then that medical professional that does that will give their recommendation to the court. And then as it turned out, if you watched the other video before I got the recording, well, really it was the court telling that place. So let's take this to court. My lawyer made me understand that I could take this assessment anywhere, even do it online. Okay, then the court says, no, you can only do it here. Okay, so here's what we got here. Defiance County, Williams County, Fulton County, and Henry County, at least those counties are all connected into this. And this is all a system that everybody's collecting on. Everybody's cashing in on and getting their slush funding on this. This is a recommended. The court says, no, it has to be done here. So I go there to do the recommendation and then find out that the court said, no, he has to proceed on to the court, gives their recommendation to that place to then say, we recommend that he proceeds on to this batterer's intervention program or whatever you're in there for, whether it's drinking or, DUI, whatever they use this place for, and the different sections of it. So mine would be, if anyone is feel they are wrongfully domestic violence, follow along with this and contact me. There's some that haven't. I'm going to get back in contact with you guys soon. And there's 2 different people that have the exact same complaint as mine, with the exact same officers, the exact same everybody involved. And this is, so they get you into this program and you have to pay like $200 each time you go to these batterers, whatever. It's a group program. And so who's getting all the money on that? And how many people are innocent, and the court's making sure you go into there, that way they get their money back. They get some of their money. This place gets their money. Everybody gets their money. My lawyer got his money. Prosecutor gets his money. Court gets their money. Center for Childhood Family Advocacy gets their money. And they've been in violation the whole time too. It's all a system connected. And I'm going to prove all this. And this is why they're trying to shut me down, trying to shut me up. And this is why I'm in danger. And take that for whatever it's worth. But this is what they're doing. And if I can't pay for it, then I'm in contempt of court. Then I can go sit in jail, and then you guys can pay for me sitting in jail. And then all these people still collect off of that as well. And here I am, innocent, and I have proven it. I've proven it's a wrongful case. I've proven all of this. I've proven the court has abused its discretion. The prosecutor has abused the process and is maliciously prosecuting this case. My lawyer has abused all of the rules and has sided with the prosecutor. This is what's going on here in Defiance County, Ohio. Here in Northwest Ohio, this is what's going on. I appreciate everyone who's, this is what I'm faced with today. And so where do I go? Do I cave and make them force me onto Medicaid and call the place up and say, oh, I have Medicaid now if I'm approved? Or do I say, no, okay, I'm trying to comply here. You sign me up. This is what I said several times. Sign me up, sign me up. They don't want to listen. Furthermore, this place, and I told them from the start on the first assessment that I will, if I think about it, upload a copy, which didn't even pertain to me, because the person, all this that I'm accused of, we were not boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. We were not living to, none of this pertained. It's all non-applicable, but they're still going after me with it. and this is not right. And I made aware to that person that my rights were violated. I made aware to everyone I've talked to that my rights were violated, that I'm innocent, and this is not right, and this is, and they all ignore it. They all ignore it. And even the alleged victim made this same organization, Center for Child and Family Advocacy, was the same people that provided the victim's advocate. And she told them, there was no use for that or whatever. The victim's advocate did not tell the courts this, and did not say this during any of the pre-trials, just continued to, pretend that they're representing a victim, and there was no victim. And I've proven all this to the court, and the court ignores it. And I've made my complaints to all these public officials, and they all ignore it. It's a real bad situation. I'm sick of living like this and going through this. And I've given them every attempt I've tried to stay in honor and give them every attempt to honorably just say, hey, we made a mistake, and they refuse to do that. They refuse to do that. They're, hit me hard every time, and I'm sick of it, and nobody wants to step in. And, so here we have more proof of more stuff. Now what? They're scamming the insurance companies. Share this with your insurance provider. Share my video with your insurance provider. Let them contact me here. And if you've been ordered into this stuff, let your insurance company contact me, and we'll get through this, and we'll show that they're scamming the insurance companies out of money, making insurance companies pay for all this stuff. That's a big scam. And, so I try to, hopefully my water is about warm, and, I got plenty of stuff to do, plenty of stuff to worry about, and I want to try to get that video I've been promising out. Help me out any way you can. Your prayers. I want to give a testament right now, so I'm going to give an update on my situation. I thought about just not saying something yet, and just being a smart ass and riding my lawnmower into town and driving it to court, because they know I'm, screw them. But anyways, I was able to find a heck of a deal on a vehicle, and so, I had to do a few things to it, but I think it's going to work out for at least what I need, and so I'll be able to be bad news for them. I'll be able to get out in the community soon and start, hopefully start getting more stuff done on this. But they're trying to get rid of me. But I'm gonna be out there, doing this to protect your back. So make sure you're watching my back. So that's just a testament to your prayers out there. It's an impossible find that I found, and it's certainly not fixed to everything, but it is a need that was fixed, and was able to do it without. I'm trying to do everything I can to not be running out there. Hey, help me out, help me out. I'm asking God to help me out, and all I'm asking from you guys is to, if you please like the videos, if you can't, if you're finding anything likable about it. Right now it's pretty rough, I understand. Share your thoughts in the comments, whatever they are, and share this stuff. Let other people know what's going on, and soon as soon as I can, I'm getting stuff charged up. Water should be about warm, so I'm gonna jump in the shower and then get some stuff taken care of, and then I'm gonna try, if my stuff is charged, I'm gonna try to redo my video for some good information coming out on what to do about some of this stuff of what's going on with Rob Schaefer's case, and give you some more updates. thanks for checking it out. And I don't know, let me know what you think. Should I cave and sign up for Medicaid, or do I'm running out of time to figure it out. I'll choose on my own anyways, but I want to know your thoughts on it. Or do I just show up at court and say, hey, I made every attempt, and take the chance that they're going to throw me in jail? Because also this situation going on with my house, going on with everything, I'm sick of it. It's like every other week I'm showing back up at court, being threatened with jail. They're doing everything to prevent me from moving further. And why don't share this with somebody? I don't know. Everybody seems to know somebody that knows something, and nobody knows nothing. They think, okay, your lawyers are out to screw you, your cops are out to screw you. And, you know, I got no problem saying, reporting on the good cops. Show me some videos of a cop helping an old lady across the street. These public servants doing something right. They're not. They're out to screw us all. They're making criminals out of all of us. I'm not a criminal. Prove I'm a criminal. They have not. I've proven my case. They have not. I've proven my innocence, and I shouldn't have to. That's not how it goes. The judge says, you're innocent until proven guilty. Prove I'm guilty. Then prove I'm guilty. Because I'm not. I've proven my innocence. I've gone through all of this to prove my innocence. I should have not had to, and here I am, and they're going to take me even further down. Thanks for checking this out. Thought I'd let you guys know further what's going on. About at the end of that use of my electricity now too. So, but let me know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like and share this, please, and thank you. And I appreciate you subscribing. And anything you can do to support the cause. This is me in the middle of this corruption. And this is what they'll do to you. And I'm sure there's others out there like going through this. And we're going to figure this out, how to get through it. Talk to you later. What's up, everyone? We're here at Defiance Municipal Court. Right here is where how's it going, everyone? I tried to do this video out at the courthouse. Actually, I did the whole thing, and then somehow my mic wasn't working. So anyway, I wanted to do this today's subject out in front of the courthouse to give it that background and setting, and I'll show a little clip where I'd attempted it, but I actually did the whole video in it, and I was happy with the way it turned out. So I'll probably like it better than the way this one turns out. But anyways, it was out in front of the municipal court to talk about this, what I'm going to talk about here, Criminal Rule 32.1, Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1. We're going to talk about that today, and why, we'll get to that. But a friend of mine sent me thing for Ohio Criminal Rule 33 and said, hey, I don't know if this would be helpful to you, but check it out. And I looked, and I took a quick look and told him, oh, well, that's basically what I'm doing. Well, I was a little bit wrong. I was a little bit wrong about that, because I'm not under Criminal Rule 33, Ohio Criminal Rule 33. I'm under Ohio Criminal 32.1, and it's really similar, except what he sent me was for trial, for a retrial, and the fact is mine didn't end up going to trial. And so that's, if you're in that kind of situation, that's what I'm going to explain to you today. I don't know. I'm real bummed that it didn't turn out, that it was all my audio. I don't have, I thought, anyways, I'm bummed that didn't turn out, so we'll get into, so anyways, okay, let me start by saying it doesn't matter, you don't have to be from Ohio for this particular thing. It is most likely the state you are from has something very similar, but I'm going to be speaking of Ohio's rule because that's what I'm familiar with, and this is all the stuff I looked up. I'm not going to share everything I looked up about it today, but you know, if anyone's following my case or my videos and understand at least a little bit what's been going on with me, I had to start researching a lot of stuff and figure out how to be pretty much how to be my own lawyer, because I was screwed by my lawyer. And that's where we're going to get into Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1. So anyway, let's say you get charged with something, and you get whether it's your paid lawyer or court appointed, whatever, your attorney, your counsel convinces you to take a deal, and that's the only way you can do it, is to take a deal. And because as far as you know, everything is, he's telling you this and that's claimed, and so all you can do is go by that. Even if you believe you're innocent, he's hiding the stuff, it could be, and so you believe there's no way to prove your innocence. And all that be aside, whatever your reason is, after you take the deal, you find information that you're like, whoa, I didn't know this. Had I known this, and if it's provable, I would have not taken that deal, or whatever the reason is. If something about your attorney certainly fits into that. Okay, so I mean, I'm not sure what your case may be, but the thing is, if you have taken a deal and you find out if it's more than just, oh man, I shouldn't have done that, let me change that. You can't, that's change of heart. And that's what, as you'll see in my case, that's what, later on, we'll get to more of that stuff, but that's what, Troy Essex here in Defiance is trying to beat me and try to say that I had a mere change of heart. So, first of all, for anyone that's been paying attention, I certainly would not have taken my life to this drastic of measures for a mere change of heart. I certainly would not have letting things gotten this far over a mere change of heart. Okay, I am innocent. So I'm, anyways, it wasn't a mere change of heart. So there is options. And a lot of times you think there's no options, and your lawyers will kind of not so much let you know about this, because usually it points to them anyways. Okay, so your option is Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1. Okay, as we'll see in my case, we'll see under Ohio Criminal Rule 32. I'm not skipping over that, but what the problem is, so, and in my case, Ohio Criminal Rule 32B, okay, was violated there against me, because I was not given, at the end of my sentencing, I was not giving any information on how to appeal, and they have to give you that information. Okay, that's under Ohio Criminal Rule 32B, and that's important to know, because a lot of people don't realize that if you have been, if you've taken a deal and you've been sentenced, they have to give you notification of right of appeal. They have to tell you you have the right of appeal, and after imposing that sentence. And they did not do that to me, and I was not aware of this stuff. Of course, we hire lawyers because we don't have we're too busy working our lives away anyways, that we don't have the time to really take the time to understand this stuff. So that's why we hire lawyers. Okay, I didn't want a court-appointed lawyer. I hired a lawyer. A lot of times, usually I try, normally defend myself anyways, because it's usually simple matters anyway. But this was turning out, I ended up in jail, so this was more serious. So I hired a lawyer, of course, you know, and this was a big mistake. And Nicholas V. out of Bryan, Ohio, don't hire him. You're hiring wolf in sheep's clothing. He's 100% working with the prosecutor against you. He's only worried about getting you deals. He gets paid one way or another. Either way, the lawyer always gets paid. So this is what we're talking about. Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1 is okay. And I'll bring that up. Is Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1, withdrawal of guilty plea. Okay, that's where, so I was like, you know, so right now I don't have, of course, my situation, because the way it is, I wanted to do some of these videos way better than that when I'm talking about these subjects. But so Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1 is to withdraw your guilty plea. And a motion to withdraw guilty plea or no contest plea may be made only before sentence is imposed. But to correct a manifest injustice, the court after sentence may set aside judgment of conviction and permit the defendant to withdraw his or her plea. Okay? And so so if your case is anywhere similar to mine, that's what I did. When my lawyer convinced me, did everything he could to convince me that I would just have to accept this plea. And not only did he do that, he knew that, you know, if you're paying attention what happened in my case, you know, they took my employment. So as soon as they took my employment, then he told me, well, he would be more than happy to, if I wanted to, even though I would probably lose, but he would take it to trial like I want, but it would cost me another $1,500 after he knew they just cost, you know, anyways. But the point being is, when I accepted that plea, I then, when I returned to my home, what turned out to be was this person the whole time was trying to come forward in my defense, and the prosecutor, of course, ignored that and prevented her from doing so. And I had no idea, because immediately they put on this unlawful order on me that I was not allowed to have any contact, and I was not allowed to return to my home. And, you know, anyways, that's not where you know, if you're following along, fine, thanks, great. But so I had to figure out, you know, when I was presented with this, I was like, what? And I was immediately, how did I not know about this, right? Excuse me, Mr. Lawyer, how did I not know about this? And then I find out all of this stuff. You know, he ignored that he could have beat it immediately. I was asking him while living in my truck, hey, I need to get back in my house. What the hell's going on with that? Oh, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. We'll figure something out. Due process, dude. You know, he was ignoring it. This is what they did it to me on purpose. But anyways, the point is, you know, all this time I didn't know that. I thought this and that was being said against me, and found out later it wasn't. And my lawyer had all the proof But so when I found that out and there was other proof in my case, I then asked my lawyer for the copy of my case file, and he stalled that, so I couldn't file a normal appeal. And then I stopped everything I was doing and put my nose down in it and started doing all my research. And that's when I found Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1, and for manifest injustice. And then so I filed that with the court, and a manifest injustice is to correct a manifest injustice. A manifest injustice means a specific finding by the court that the imposition of sentence is unreasonably harsh or shocking to the conscience of a reasonable person with reasonable person with due consideration of how posted up there. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked because my dog's having fun watching these people jog by. Anyways, so if you're gonna fight that, but anyways, so I filed with the court in Ohio is under Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1, and now you gotta do a little research to find out what that's about, and you gotta put in your research there, and then you want to research past cases and find out who's used it and how it's been applied to give you a feel. You gotta know what you gotta let them know what you're doing too. So I filed my motion to withdraw plea, and the judge didn't even. Instead, he allowed the prosecutor he allowed the Troy Essex, who's representing the state, he allowed him to just decide to deny, and then he signed off on it. It's pretty much what happened on one of the court recordings that can be proven. But anyways, it don't matter. The court denied it, and I submitted the proof to why. Well, the one thing is hold on, because I was unlawfully kicked out of my home. That should be enough reason. Two, so the court made an unlawful order. Two, so you got to put in your motion to withdraw plea. We'll get into how to fill those out later too, and how to do a proper motions and what they mean and how to properly do them. But motion to withdraw plea, if you turn that in and if you're successful, then that puts your case back to right where you was at before you took the plea. So there's no deal anymore. You're right back there, and if it's at the moment where it's about to go to trial, then it's on to trial, whatever, right? But you're now alleged guilty, innocent until proven guilty, right? That's what they claim, but no, you're guilty until proven innocent. But anyway, so under Ohio Criminal 32.1, that's what that is. So when you're alleging that, but you gotta use court documentations and speak in court terms when you're doing that. So you want to, when you're trying to move your court, especially, you gotta let them know how. It's way better when you kind of know what you're doing and do your research, and that's where I'm talking. We'll get more into some of this, but there's stuff out there, and you got to read a lot of it and a lot of these cases in the case law and start to get the understanding for yourself. But so when you submit that, let me find it here. So you gotta announce to the court. I'm sorry, this ain't the one I had earlier today, but you got to announce to the court, because I'm filing under 32.1, under Criminal Rule 32.1. I'm gonna rough draft it for you right now at the moment, whatever, right? But in order that the third court of appeals, in my case, that's whose order. That's the district over the court I'm in is the third court district of appeals of Ohio, right? The third district court of appeals of Ohio, and you find out your district, and your state may have districts like that or whatever, and that's what you want to find out how they've ruled, because you're letting that court know this is how they've already ruled. You're letting the court know how it's. So, and you got to say, in order to file a motion to withdraw a plea, the third court has already decided in State v. Smith that it will have to be found to have abused its discretion, and that the decision was contrary to law. Okay, and then you put something else in there, 32.1, how the other courts have decided what manifest injustice actually is, right? In order to claim a manifest injustice, State versus James, 3rd District, 2020, Ohio, 720, you got to put the citations in there. And when you do that and you say this court, the 3rd District of Court of Appeals, or whichever your district is, right, already held that a manifest injustice is a fundamental flaw in the plea proceedings and an extraordinary case, right? I'm sorry about that. So, I mean, you got to have, like my case, I can prove that. My lawyer hid, and I got evidence. Why would I have accepted a plea if I knew that the person you guys are claiming as a victim is the person coming forward in my defense? Why would I have accepted a plea? That's right. I'll scratch that out. That's dumb. That's ridiculous. But so that's what Ohio. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy if you do it. If you're from this area of Ohio, good luck. But these are your remedies, and you may be thinking your lawyer might not even be telling you. If you talk to a lawyer, and they might not even let you know this, because of course it's going to make them look bad. You got to find where there's a flaw in the proceedings. Okay, and mine, there's some major flaws. One, the court didn't even tell me what my appeal rights. That's a flaw right there. Okay, it's enough where you can get out of your plea. To prove you got, once it's proven. And when you submit it to the appeals court, right? And we'll get into appeals later, and how to do these forms, and how to cite the courts, and how to fill this stuff out properly. I mean, I'll post up what I can. It's real rough right now to be able to do that, but that's a remedy available to you if you think you're trapped because some crappy lawyer screwed you over and talked you in a deal and you took it. There is a way out, and if and there's it's not like, even if it was a year ago, consider this right now. Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1, submit your motion to withdraw plea, and then hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff together and show how to properly do a motion to withdraw plea here in Ohio. But like I said, your state will be very similar in the way these court documents go, and the way you appear in court, and all stuff like that is all very similar. And it's a matter of if these guys are going to be honorable or not. What I was saying when I was when I tried to do it there, when I had it all, I wish it would have turned out, because I had it all done there and in front of the building there, and I was saying that's one of the most unsafest places there is. I've been in some real scary situations in life around some real bad people, and sometimes put myself in those, but the point is that sometimes even when you're praying to get out, to get the heck out of them situations alive, right? And I trust any one of those people more than I trust the people sitting inside those court buildings. And that's sad to say, but they're our servants, but they're not serving us. Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1, and as I said, your state will have something really similar to that, but you want to look into that, a motion to withdraw plea. If you're innocent and you found stuff that just ain't right. And these guys, they run me through it, and now look at my life, and they're telling me to go beg for stuff at the food banks and sign up for food stamps and all that stuff, right? But the funny thing is, when they acted against me in order to get another case for government funding and to another attack on gun rights in this Republican-ran city, and in order to help the government do that, they applied a fake domestic violence charge on me, and and this alleged victim they catered to never had to ask for a thing. They showed up at the door day and night, showing up at the door, offering this assistance, offering that, forcing me to have to pay all this stuff too, and making sure, you know what I'm saying, making sure. But then when I prove I'm a victim of their stuff, all that stuff's yanked away from me. I mean, and nobody, they're not sending stakes to me. They're not making sure my house is not touched. They're not telling me, oh, you know what, nobody can touch this house until this is all situated, right? Oh, but no. And to this day, the update on my case, to this day, they still have not given me my stuff. Today's Thursday, right? September 14th. And still, they have not given me my stuff. Still, these assholes have not given me my stuff. So, hopefully it don't turn out like this for you. But if you've ended up in a bad situation against these guys and your lawyer screwed you over, there is still some things you can do. It's too bad sometimes we get screwed into taking it this far, and there's other things we'll get into later about what we can do to properly get stuff thrown out in court. Had I known how my lawyer was going to be, I would have been better off represent myself on the little I already knew, because I just would have been, because right off the bat, he could have had me, he could have had my case dropped and, thrown out. And instead, he chose to side with them. And so that's why I had to file a motion to withdraw plea, and you're able to do that under Criminal Rule 32.1. And as long as you can prove a serious and fundamental flaw in the plea proceedings, ineffective assistance of counsel is one thing that, and that's why I'm saying you'll look into your local appeals court's decisions and find out how they ruled on that and what they decided the definition of that is. And that way, when you go to prove your stuff, like for mine, I'm saying, first of all, my lawyer never even raised a claim on the failure of the court to follow my due process. Of course, the court don't want to admit any of that, do they? But clearly, that is ineffective assistance of counsel. If the idiot knew I was degraded into living out of my truck, even though I was innocent, and he didn't get me allowed back in my home by claiming failure of due process, and the reason, whatever, and they're not following due process. So if you're from this local area, I'm telling you right now, a lot of you guys could file under 32.1 if you take a good look at your case. Many of you didn't even have due process. So if you're in a fresh case right now, stop and figure out what due process is. And I talk about it in one of my other videos, but make sure they're following due process. So that's one thing right there. I've got several things on my case that prove, ineffective assistance of counsel and a serious and fundamental flaw in the plea proceedings. And that's what you need for Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1. And we'll get into more, hopefully soon I get something worked out, and we'll show how to fill out these motions and in the proper how to make them worded properly. You want to, what it comes down to, you're going to have to know how to word them in your own words. I got one motion. You could motion to demand for discovery. I'm gonna, as soon as I'm able to, I'm gonna get a copy of that posted up on the website, and that one you can copy word for word. That's fine. But these other motions, you're gonna have to know. You're gonna have to be writing them, and know a little bit. You don't have to be a professional, and you don't know everything, but you will have to be writing them in your own words. And you'll do a motion to withdraw plea, and you'll tell why, and you'll give the court an example of appeals court decisions that will back up what you're saying. That is why you should be allowed to. And in my case, I did that properly, and this court should have just allowed me to withdraw my plea. But they know that it'll be beat if they do that, and it proves they're all in it together. But hopefully you don't hit something like that. Hopefully where you're at, it ain't this bad yet. But I'm telling you, we're all running out of time to use these kind of available options, because they're not being honest about none of it. And here in Defiance, it's not so easy. I should have been able. Now I'm in appeals, and I'm trying to prove to the appeals court where this court should have allowed it. But Troy Essex is trying to tell them, oh, I had a mere change of heart, and that this was the first he heard of my mentioning that protection order was not lawful. Excuse me, I raised that from day one. Anyways, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about that, and that explains a little bit about my situation where it started out for me. After it started getting real bad in my case, where I found out where it should have been getting good, I accepted the deal and found out my lawyer screwed me over. What could I do? So Ohio Criminal Rule 32.1. Thanks for watching. Any questions you might have, put them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully I did a decent enough job on that. I know the original video I did was good, but the mic wasn't hooked up properly, so my fault. But anyways,
Sheriff's Department is stealing from people. I want my property.
What's up? I'm giving just a little bit of an update. Anyone who cares, gives a crap, whatever. Today's Wednesday, September 27th. Sheriff's Department has still refused to contact me back, has still done nothing about my property being stolen, and there are robberies, and nobody's doing a thing, and I still don't have none of my stuff, still sitting here all homeless, broke, and can't even change my clothes, you know what I mean? And this is their problem, and they refuse to do anything about it. Defiance County people, any citizens of Defiance County, you guys should be up in arms over this. This is how they, it's a matter of time till they come and get you, okay? And we're seeing that more and more every day. I just showed you the case, whatever, that one video they pulled this dude over for speeding. They was taking their dog to the vet, to try to save their dog's life. And you look how it's a matter of time before they come and get you. And we got cases all over this area that prove that. They still refuse to answer for their theft. They have not even contacted me back. They refuse to do anything about this. And if they don't want to say that they're guilty of it, then how come they're not holding the iLink Realty? How come they're not holding Jason Baker responsible for my stuff? No, they ain't gonna do that, are they? This is what we're facing down here now. Some things I haven't mentioned is, of course, anyone's been paying attention, I've been out of work for a while because of all of this stuff, right? So how have I been surviving? I had somebody's been talking to me and happened to get a hold of me. We was having a conversation, and they said, well, do you mind if I ask how you're surviving? Well, my answer was, I'm not. I'm not surviving. And because some things I have not mentioned is some of my belongings, I had everything. They won't let me have nothing, not even my own freaking clothes. And in that house of all the stuff they took is my safe, right? And in that safe, I had amount of money that I was every penny I had saved that I was using to get myself through all of this while not working, right? So now I'm penniless because they took possession of everything, including my money, that was in that safe, and including some valuables that was in that safe. And I'm not allowed to have the stuff. And where is it all at? And nobody answers for it. My stuff is stolen. And I have quite the feeling that my safe was probably cracked. You know, anyways, this is where we're at. They still ain't doing nothing about it. I'll post a number for the sheriff's department. Anyone who gives a crap, you call the sheriff's department. If you're not sure what's going on, go look in my previous videos. They robbed me of my house. It's robbed by sheriff's department again, it says. And where I several times went to the sheriff's department, they refused to do anything. Call these people up and tell them what kind of pricks they are. And, you know, otherwise, I'm going to keep this kind of short.
So you can't do that because you're refraining me from my
I can't.
liberty.
Well, right. But yeah, you guys can do that. I've already went to the sheriff's department several times. I want to know where my shit is. You guys stole it from me, did you not?
I did not take anything from you, nor did I steal
Yeah, I got it on video.
Okay. As long as you do that, there's not an issue at all. Okay, Larry?
Well, okay, what about all my stuff in here? I got personal stuff.
Well, that stuff will be packaged up and put in a storage place.
Shouldn't I have like a little bit of time today to just at least package the immediate stuff I need that's laying here, and that personal stuff that people don't need to see, that I just want to pack up and get, put in my vehicle? Can I do that?
No.
I don't see why not.
Remember when you came to the sheriff's office and talked to me? So you can't do that because you're refraining me from my
I can't.
liberty.
So, but you guys are here, so where is Nation Star at?
They will be appearing. We're doing our function of what we have to do. Okay? By the order
You
of
can
the
read
court.
it, Larry. I mean, it literally says, if we need to, we forcibly remove you from the residence, signed by a judge, Judge Schmink.
Okay?
Right? So we're not going to answer, we're not going to go over the questions, all the questions you have. Do you want your dog or not?
I want my dog. I want to also get my personal
You're
stuff.
not going to get your personal stuff. You can get the dog, or you can go to jail. I don't care.
All right, but I want to understand that I got personal stuff in here that could interfere with my case, which you guys are a problem with.
That's fine. We're not going to be packing up your stuff. We're not going to be packing up your stuff.
And I don't want nobody touching my personal stuff.
You had plenty of time to vacate your property, and you did property, and you did property, and you did property, and you understand if you come back to the property, we'll have no choice but to arrest you. Yes.
I don't
Larry's gonna
understand
be
that.
leaving. Really? Can you call Nationwide? You come back, you and her will stay here until I get here and do this one or
This is, ladies and gentlemen, Officer Little. This is the guy that caused all my problems.
You gotta leave. We're trying to give you due warning, Larry. We don't want to have to arrest you, okay? You just need to leave the property.
Right, and I'm doing this under duress, a threat.
That's fine. We'll document
Yes.
threat of getting arrested that we already told you.
Threat of being arrested unlawfully. Get in there, get back. I've been robbed by the sheriff's department once again. You're in my way. I want that door shut right now and nobody enter that fucking house. Why is the door sitting there open?
Hey, can we get, call Tim and have him call to say,
It's going to be 10-1.
Larry, was there anything you wanted today? We're not letting you pack up your whole vehicle. Is there anything you need today?
That's why I said I want my personal shit right here. I want my personal shit right. I just want you guys to watch me grab my personal shit, throw it in there.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not saying you want to go in there and go through your house.
I'm telling you what I want.
I understand that. That's not the option I'm giving you. I'm saying you just want to.
This is the problem. You think that just because you're wearing a badge that I got to listen to your options.
I'll be honest, I respect everyone I talk to, whether I'm wearing a badge or not, which you're not doing.
That is a lie, sir. That is a fucking lie. Where am I not respecting you? What is my mouth saying that's not respecting you? You are disrespecting me. You come onto my property.
Your property, and you did your property, and you
Tried to be reasonable with you about getting personal stuff, and yet you continue to yell and cuss at us.
It's this simple. I said, yes, I have some shit right here that you guys are not allowed to touch. And I want you to just watch me grab it, throw it in my truck. It's that simple. It's that simple. Where is Nation Star? If the people that show up here is not Nation Star, then you guys are in violation. This says that the premises is being given to Nation Star. I want to see the ID of Nation Star. I don't care who he represents. He is not Nation Star. It don't mean you're going to get away from this lawsuit, pal. This is not Nation Star. He is not Nation Star. I want to see Nation Star himself right here, right now, taking possession. Are you telling me Nation Star is not a person?
Is it a business? Nation Star is a business.
Are you telling me a non-person is being granted this property by you guys and nobody needs to show up? That possession was granted to a non-existent person?
No, I didn't say it was a non-existent person. I said Nation Star. Is that who you're saying?
Is Nation Star,
It's a business.
is Nation Star an existent person?
I couldn't hear you, Larry. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Is Nation Star an existing person?
So it's a business.
What?
The corporation's a business.
Right, so the court told a corporation they could have my house.
No, the corporation purchased your house.
No.
You are making
Right, no! The corporation purchased my house from the sheriff's department, who unlawfully took over my house.
The sheriff's department didn't own the property.
I know I did, sir. I owned the property.
We can't purchase something from our office.
I didn't sell the property. You guys did.
Okay. I'm not going to argue.
Who sold the property? I didn't sell it. I owned the property. I didn't sell it.
I didn't sell it either.
Excuse, who sold it? Are you not part of the Defiance County Sheriff's Department?
I am part of the Defiance County Sheriff.
What is your name and badge number?
My name's Deputy Austin Little. My badge number is 2011.
How-
I'm sorry. We just changed. My badge number is 2010 now. I apologize.
How do I already know you, Austin Little?
Do you want me to tell everybody that I arrested you for domestic violence?
Sure, you arrested me for domestic violence. Where was the domestic violence? There was none. You violated my rights, and I have the proof of it. You even submitted a thing to the court that said nobody was hurt and nobody was believe a threat, but somehow you still threw me in jail, telling me, oh, you're sorry, but it's the law, even though you texted and driving while taking me to jail. Ain't that right? Is that not against the law?
Larry, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not going to argue with you.
Is it? It's texting and driving against the law, Austin Little.
Currently, you can't be cited for it. Hey, Larry, currently, you can't be cited for it. Hey, Larry, currently, you can't be cited for it. Hey, Larry.
So it's okay for you to put people's lives on the line?
Larry.
You can't answer that. You're not going to answer shit because you know it's the fucking truth.
Family, we're here protecting the property owner.
Where's the property owner? That's not the property owner. That's not the property owner. That guy is nobody. He's a guy that fucking saw this property listed and got a hold of the bank and got my fucking ass out of here. That's who he is.
Simply because you say something doesn't make it true.
It is true. I got all the proof in there. That's why you guys won't let me touch my shit.
Is there anything we can do just for you to stop you?
Yeah, let me walk in there and get my shit. I got my dog's leash. I can't fucking take my dog anywhere.
Larry, but you're not even letting us talk. You're just yelling at us. Listen.
You're not listening. All I got to do is walk in there and get my shit. It's mine.
We're gonna get your stuff. That's what we're doing.
We are. Who's we? The sheriff's department, who is acting against me.
I guarantee I'm not gonna touch your stuff, but they are gonna get your stuff.
They have no business touching. Hello, sir.
How you doing today, Larry?
I'm not doing good. I want to know where my shit is that nobody's giving back to me that you guys stole from me.
Larry, I'm not here to talk to you about that. You can talk to me.
I'm here to talk to you about that.
Okay, that's fine. We'll see you later because I'm leaving. Larry.
I've already went to the sheriff's department several times. I want to know where my shit is. You guys stole it from me, did you not?
I did not take anything from you, nor did I steal.
Yeah, I got it on video. You guys stole my equipment. But I want to know where my fucking clothes is. Where are they at?
My understanding is the officer talked to you and contacted the people, and you talked to them too, where your stuff is in storage.
They won't give it to me, so I'm reporting it stolen. I want my shit. You guys are responsible for letting them take it.
You have 30 days to pick it up, so you still have 14.
I want to know where it's at. You tell me where the fuck it's at, and I'll go get it.
You have to tell me that. They provided you the number.
No, you guys took my clothes, my property.
Sir, you can't do that because you're refraining me from my
I can't.
liberty.
Well, right. But yeah, you guys can do that. Wait. Talk to you later. got here? What's up, everyone? It's like a little bit after midnight. I was taking a walk on my way to I was gonna sit up by the courthouse, flip off cops when they go by till one of them be brave enough to come up and say something to me. I'm sick of these pricks, right? Everything. I'm sick of it. Got a right to be. And as you see over here, we're on our way down there. You know, just in time, come around the corner, see a cop, turn on his lights, whip around, do a U-turn. Got somebody pulled over right on the bridge, not making a move out of the way. So, I don't know. We're gonna go up here and see what we can find. Right? Oh, look, here's another one. Turning around. Anyway, I was gonna go up to the courthouse, sit on the bench there. My original plan, I ain't gonna do that as long as I got my dog though, you know, until I got a place he can, whatever. So I was gonna sit up there, chat it up about a few things on my mind. This fake ass world and every fake ass person in it. And then lucky for me, look what we got here. And like I said, it's a little bit after midnight, so they're... Oh, there he goes already leaving. Must have heard me coming up. Fucking, oh shit. No traffic stop goes that fast. Must be somebody he knows. Literally, it's gotta be somebody he knows. No way does a car get pulled over and it ends that fast. Oh, that's probably the same one. I want him to ask me what I'm doing so I can ask him how the traffic stop went so fast. There is no freaking way. No way. There's just no way. You probably know that yourself. There's no way somebody gets pulled over and it goes down that fast. I know more and turned around and made 15 steps, and as soon as he pulled them over, I seen his lights come on. They weren't even actually pulled over yet. He turned on his lights and made a U-turn. As soon as he did that, I turned around, made about 15 steps, and he was already letting them go. No traffic stop goes that fast. And then I just watch him cut through lanes. These cops disobey all the laws, all the supposed laws, right? They ain't fucking laws anyway, but hey, if they're gonna enforce them on you, they need to enforce them on themselves. That's how this town is. It's not just this town, it's everywhere. That's how this country is anymore. This ain't America no more.
Tell you something, I mean it. I'm a man of my word. So, 10,000. Okay? Commercial 30 or 10% thereof. You can't post bond? See ya.
Are you a public official? On the record though, everybody does not want to face the public for his or concerns. My name's Lawrence Steele. I'm an enemy of this state. I invite you, as I take a look and show you corruption in this city, the lives ruined, and the people behind it.
Because you failed to abide by the rules. Now, you put some money up. Oh, see, we have record. It's all on record. Everything we're saying right now is on record.
So I guess we'll sit up here in town for a few minutes. I should have brought my other camera. We're right out here in front of the courthouse, Judge Smink's courthouse, you know, good old honest Smink. This is the one guarded by the sheriffs. The other one is guarded by the city police. This door right here is the front door, the main entrance, but it's blocked. You can't go in there. They force you to use only the back door now because that way they can force you to go through security checks and everything else here in Defiance. Place ain't even hardly ever busy. You know, whatever. Everybody's a criminal here though, unless you're their friend. This is the truth. So we're sitting up here. It's like pretty near 1 o'clock. And we're going to watch. I mean, I don't know. I should have brought the other camera and you could count the cop cars with me. So far, in the past 15 minutes, I've seen 2 state troopers and 3 city cops. All flying through here, breaking the laws, but they're looking for the other people that are breaking laws. And most likely, everybody driving through here is drinking anyway, making themselves easy targets. Just stupid around here. This, you know, we'll get to how stupid people are, right? But, you know, what are you doing hanging out in town this late at night? Well, I'm partying for my birthday, right? Anyway, you know, this rock bottom, right? This is what happens. I'm scoping out my new bed here out in front of the courthouse. This ain't the one I want to use. I want to use the one out at in the back there where they force everybody to use the door, and that way every morning the judge and his cronies show up to work, and I'll be stretching out saying good morning POSs, right? Anyway, but this is what happens. What is wrong with this world, right? What the is wrong with this world? Well, you know, we are what's wrong with the world. We, the people here in this country, we, the people, are what's wrong with this world. We don't seem to understand that. I'm in this situation. Why? Because my rights were violated and I should just take it, but instead of just accepting it, I'm fighting it. And this is what happens when you do that. All the people that let me start out by saying I want to give a shout out to my real friends out there. And, you know, I know there's a few friends out there. Like, I know one for sure. I give a shout out to Tater A. You know, I know he watches probably almost all my videos. And then, you know, I got, a few other friends, couple of family being real, and the rest ain't. And, but the ones that are, you know who you are, and I acknowledge you, and I don't want nobody watching my stuff that are supportive of me to be getting the wrong idea, you know. So, you know, I don't want, you know, the way I talk. Sometimes I'm like, here's a state trooper now, another one. Hold on a minute. There's another state trooper. Fine, get on it. Yeah, getting on it. Now, if you would have done that, you would have got pulled over and gotten a ticket and tested for DUI and all this shit. But, you know, now it's hitting 1 o'clock. Now everyone knows around here, you're going to get pulled over with your brights on and sitting at a green light. And a 4-cylinder with a loud exhaust, those sound like crap. Anyway, that blinded me. Now I forgot what I was saying. So, you know, I give a shout out to my people out there that are, you know, when I say things, I come off and I say, you this, and you know, this is how I talk, but, you know, or I say, it's everybody, but nobody gives a shit or whatever. And, you know, I know there are some, you know, so I want to acknowledge those people. I'm not in some disillusion that there aren't nobody that cares, you know, stuff like that. You know, I know there is. And, but for the most part, you know, it's like I even got family that is this way, some friends and just people around here, and everybody around here bitches about this system. Everybody around here privately, when you're in conversations with a few people, you know, and they'll all they'll all acknowledge the crappy system we're dealing with in the corruption in this town. But then you post up your videos and stuff, and those same people are ignoring it. Those same people don't want to show their support, because, you know, when you're one-on-one, let's see how fast this sheriff goes. We got a sheriff coming. And whatever. Maybe they do a drug bust. Stop and drop me some weed or something, you know. I don't care. I'll light it up right in front of the courthouse. I don't give a shit. Right? Now I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so, you know, the fake, everyone's fake. Everyone's fake. Okay? I'm in this situation because of fake people, right? Because of a fake person that wants to act like everybody else is the problem. And wants to, you know, there's people like this. And, you know, I'm in this situation because of a person like that. What I'm about to say, you know, everybody's a problem and everything sucks, right? And in their eyes, but they refuse to acknowledge that they're every bit of the problem, that they're every bit of the same, acting the same exact way of the people they bitch about, right? And then they, you know, they got nothing to say when they cause a situation for you like this, but they can bitch about everybody else. And there goes another cop. So I don't know how many that is by now. I said what? There was like 3 before I started this video, and now there was 3 more. A sheriff, a state police in the city. So there's 6 now. You know, once it starts hitting 12:30, 1 o'clock, they come out like sharks in this town. And the state police, instead of out there running the highways and keeping the state jurisdiction safe, they come into the city limits to, and they all do, you know, they're roam around here and they'll circle these bars like fucking sharks because they're looking for easy targets. But they'll ignore their friends, they'll ignore whoever they want to ignore and allow them, you know, anyways, right? I guarantee you they pull one of these judges or lawyers over and they're drinking, they'll send them on their way. Oh, have a good day. So, I mean, this is what it's like, you know, I'd like to show you my feet. They're pretty fucking nasty right now. And why is that? The sheriff's department won't give me my freaking property back. They're not cooperating. They stole my property from me. Armed robbery, whether you like, you know, whether anyone wants to believe that or not, that's exactly what it is. If I'd do the same damn thing, I'd be in jail for armed robbery. They're allowed to do it because they wear a badge, right? Because these thugs wear a badge and they won't come up to you. Like right now, I'm sitting here. If they got a problem with me sitting here and they want to say something to me, it won't be one-on-one. It won't be one officer coming up. They won't do that. You've seen it in the video I posted where I caught the chief deputy up there at the auto parts store. Why is he at the auto parts store? They don't work on cars at the sheriff's department. I don't know. He's doing shit on our tax dollars while we're paying him to be a chief deputy. That he's running around doing his own thing, but with in uniform with the sheriff's truck, whatever. But whatever. Point is, I called him up there. He wanted to run into his truck and get the fuck out of there. And why is that? Because he knows they can't stand on their own. They can't stand on their own. Oh, you come down to the sheriff's station and talk to me. No, I'm talking to you right here, right? I found you here. This is where I'm talking to you. You're my public servant. You talk to me. You go down there. Like I was told, oh, well, you're going to have to make an appointment with the sheriff. Somebody told me. You know, I mean, that's probably good advice if I'm going to force the sheriff to talk to me. There goes another state trooper. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. And they, you know, that's probably true. The only way I'm going to end up having to talk with the sheriff is going to be I'm going to have to make an appointment. And, of course, he ain't going to want to go on the record. But that's bullshit. You know, I show up there. How come he's never there? How come our sheriff is never there? Oh, maybe he is and he's hiding out. I don't care. Then as far as we're concerned, he's never there. Why is our sheriff never nowhere to be found? Here's that state trooper again going. He's over there at the light. or not. Oh, there he goes. Speeding. Took off from the light, speeding, you know. And they're going to pull somebody over and say, you know how fast you were going? Oh, have you been drinking? Got any drugs in the car? Any guns? You know, idiots. And how did it get like this? Well, it's because of the fake people. Okay, we have a constitution and we don't no more. Our constitution ain't worth shit no more. I'm here standing on my rights, on my constitution. They're violating the hell out of it. And they've been doing it for almost 2 years now. They don't give a shit. Nobody's holding them accountable. And as you can tell, here in Defiance, I'm on my own. Ain't nobody standing with me. You know, it just ain't. The advice I get from everybody is, you just take it and get on with your life. You know, just take it and get on with your life. I can't. Okay, this is what was done to me. I can't change my fucking socks. You know, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows what that's like. I'm a clean person. I shower every damn day and wear clean damn clothes every damn day. Now, I haven't been able to wear any fresh, clean clothes in like almost 3 weeks. They won't give me my stuff back. They refuse to give me my stuff back. My property. It's stolen. How is that not stolen? Okay? No, they're going to drag it out because they put it in some storage place and paid for a month. Now they're going to drag it out till that month is up. And and then when the month's up, the place is going to tell me, well, yeah, we'll put it in your name. Now you owe us money. Now, the only way to get my shit out is pay. I done told that deputy, hey, this is on you guys. You tell me where my shit is, and you know what? And if you try to make me pay to get it out, I'm going to drive my truck through the door, and I'm going to get my shit. It's mine. It belongs to me. No one gave anybody permission to touch it. No one who owns it. Sheriff ain't got the right to give people permission to have my shit. This is a problem. And nobody, you know, so all the naysayers in my life, well, oh, you just, you got to do it this way. You got to do it. No, you don't. We have a constitution for this reason. And what is the wrong with the problem? Well, it's just like the nasty people who want to be the type of people that ruin your life and call the police and then fucking hide themselves because they know they did you wrong. They can't face you because they know they did you wrong, but they don't look at the fact that they're going to face judgment over it. What goes around comes around. God makes sure of it. Okay, that should make me feel a little bit better, right? But it's hard to do it that way, because to see it that way, because my life sucks, and I'm, homeless now. Yeah, really no gas to go. No, I'd like to leave town, I suppose, take the hell off. And anyway, like I said, you can just imagine how my feet. It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not safe for my feet to get like this. What can I do about it? Right? These fuckers won't let me do a damn thing about it. I can't afford no clothes. This is their problem. They caused that on me. Oh, but I suppose go get a job at fucking McDonald's, because none of the good jobs want to hire me, and people want to act like, oh, like I'm putting too much into, like I'm reading too much into it. I tell you right now, it is connected, and people just don't understand this whole system. They want to be blind to it, and that's what I'm talking about around this area. You got all these people that when you're talking to them one-on-one, they understand, and they, like I say, I don't want to offend the wrong people, so I know who are real with me, and who's been good to me, and who's got my back. So I don't want them people to take offense. But for the majority, I'm saying as a whole, nobody who gives a shit. So when you're talking to people, they act like, oh yeah, that's bull crap. Oh, that's bull. How could they do that? Oh, that's bull crap. But at the same time, they ignore it. On the other end, because now when they get around to different peoples, then they're like, support the police, back the blue, support the police. Because that's how it is in these small communities. Oh, they ain't honoring their oath. These dishonest people, this is what they did to me. This is the kind of people they are. That's not good people. You can't support fucking police when they're doing this to people. How are you going to sit there and tell me support the police? How are you going to sit there? You right now, I don't know, I'm just saying, if you're sitting right now and you're one of these people that behind the scenes you're supporting the police and you're afraid to badmouth the police and you're afraid to look at them badly, what are you resolving by doing that? Because take a look around, it's not just my business. The proof is everywhere. The proof is everywhere. Okay? Cops are fucking corrupt. Nobody's obeying the Constitution. That Constitution puts us in power. And why do we no longer have a Constitution? Because we, the people, aren't upholding it. We, the people, aren't enforcing it. And, you got to watch what you say, because now it's inciting violence, or it's, all kinds of shit that they want to turn it around to make you the bad guy for being hardcore constitutionalists. That's how this country was founded. We wouldn't be here. None of us would be here right now in this United States if we were really, if it was like it is now, then we'd still be answering to the crown. And that's a fact. We would be still under Britain. But way back in the day when men were men and had balls, they said, screw your tax on tea, bring it, brother. And they still wanted to bring it, so they fucking armed up, right? That is our right. The Constitution specifically gives us that right. When the government doesn't want to uphold the Constitution, uphold the law, the Constitution is the law, it's supposed to be the law of the land. And I'm not trying to be one of those people that say the Constitution is the greatest document. It's not the greatest document. Or that, but that's what we have. And it should be good enough, but nobody's upholding it. Nobody's enforcing it. It's up to us to enforce it. And I'm not saying everybody should arm up and violence and everything else. But when you see this happening, it's time to stop saying, oh, I support this cop. I support this cop. No. They're they decided to join the Blue Line Gang. They're deciding to be thugs. Because it's proof already that they are not upholding the Constitution, and they're violating every one of us, left and right, all the time. That's how we got here, and that's why we no longer have a Constitution. But somebody like me, I'm a radical or something, right? No, you fools. All these people, they want to bitch about Biden, they want to bitch about Trump, you want to bitch about this, you want to bitch about that, about this country. Why is it like this? Because all you want to do is bitch about the other side and never look at the whole picture and never look at the truth. It's not left and right, they're both on the same side, okay? Both wings belong to the same bird, right? And they're all crooked. Okay, we got, Defiance is a Republican city, Ohio's a Republican state. But we want to sit here and act. I mean, it's true, the leftist stuff right now is just totally destroying. Here's another state trooper. This might be the same one from earlier. But, it's true. There's a lot of speeding. Get on it. Another one. Boom. Get on it. Motherfucker ain't got to follow no laws. Right? What kind of thug, what kind of piece of shit pulls people over, but he's doing the same damn thing he pulls people over for? That's bullshit, right? How are you going to tell me it's not? How are you going to tell me it's not? You're a piece of shit if you fucking pull somebody over for speeding, and every day you're speeding right through here, every night, because you're allowed to, because you have a badge, right? Bullshit. It's time we get that mentality out of our head. We all got to figure this out. We're not going to get nowhere. We're not going to save this country. Trump's going to save us. Trump ain't going to save us. Biden ain't going to save us. Your president is not going to save us. What's going to save us is you and me, us standing up together. And that's just a fact. It's just a fact. I wouldn't be in this situation, or I wouldn't have dragged on this long if half the people that want to say, oh, that's bullcrap, if half them people would stand up with me, these people would be like, whoa, hey, I guess, we better abide by the Constitution. Well, nobody's forcing them to. This judge right here, Smink, violated, is in violation, violated his oath. He's working for the bank. Okay, I submitted a legitimate answer to my foreclosure thing and said, here's what I got. Now it's time for them to prove their claim. All they did was submit a copy of the bill they've been sending me. That don't prove anything. That just proves I've been paying a bill to you. It doesn't prove that I owe you money. It doesn't prove that you gave me money. It doesn't prove that you own a house. Okay, they submitted a copy without their name on it of the original note and submitted invalid mortgage. That alone should at least put this stuff on hold. But nope, Judge Smink went ahead and signed it right off. Actually, I'm going to tell you the truth. Judge Smink didn't even fill out the paper. Judge Smink didn't type up the paper. Judge Smink didn't make the order. The lawyer for the bank did. That's a fact. The lawyer for the bank filled it all out and sent it in, and Judge Smink signed it. That's what happens in most of your cases. This judge ain't doing shit, okay? The lawyer for the bank out of Hancock County, and I'll tell you that because the 3-day notice they gave me said Hancock County Sheriff, and they scratched out Hancock and put or Harding County or whichever county, right? And they scratched that out and then wrote Defiance on there, okay? And why is that? Because the sheriff, the lawyer for that supposed lawyer for that bank filled out all the paperwork, sent it into the court. The judge signed it. The judge didn't make that order. He's doing whatever the bank tells him to do, right? He works for the bank, not for the people. That's why he needs to get the fuck out of there. He ain't working for us. He didn't give a shit about my answer. He didn't take it serious. He ignored it. Okay? But people want to tell me I'm in the wrong. Like all the naysayers. Because they know this judge is crooked, but they won't dare tell me I'm right. Okay? They know these cops are crooked, but they won't tell me I'm right. They'll complain. When you're complaining, they're, oh yeah, you can't trust these cops. Oh yeah, the so-and-so cop is this, so-and-so cop is that. But then you see them showing up at the stuff to support the cops, or you see them share stuff on Facebook. Oh, support the police, support the police. Fuck the police. All they are is thugs protecting these tyrants. And that's a fact. And we wouldn't be this way if people would stand up to it. Okay, here I am, the only one in Defiance standing up to it. And now, like, people are wanting to, like I should be ashamed of myself and I should be embarrassed. And people are embarrassed of what I'm doing because I dare. There's another city cop. Because I dare. Probably somebody flipped another one off, Gotta hurry up to that emergency. So, this is what we're dealing with, okay? And nobody wants to see the error of our ways. It's all of us. It's all of us. Well, I'm at least trying to do something about it. I'm at least standing up. I'm not standing up only for myself. You bring me your complaints, and there's people I'm trying to get my email straightened out. My email account, a couple of my email accounts are screwed up. The ones I've been using for this, I gotta get, I get that straightened out, and then I'll get back to it. If these guys want to meet with a scruffy homeless person to talk about their case. Anyway, that's how we got here. Shitty people. We're all being shitty people, right? Right? You call the police on somebody, ruin their life, and now people are hesitant to believe me that because would the cops do this to somebody? Would the police do this to somebody? If you were really innocent, would they take it this far? Well, yeah, they would. They did. See, that's how stupid people are, right? That's how stupid people are. Fucking cops everywhere, and they're feeling good because they had a few drinks to rev their engines and all this other shit. But this is what we deal with in Defiance, nothing but stupid people. Anyway, like my one buddy, he's like, I want to move the hell out of Defiance. I agree, man, right? It's nothing but ignorance around here. Ignorance in the system, ignorance in the citizens, mostly. I mean, for the most part, right? Where is the support on my end? There's another cop. You know, I'm not saying just support me either. I'm saying support all the victims. Anyone in Defiance County should be standing with any victims of Defiance corruption. Not just me, you know, there's several cases all over the place, right? And if you don't want to stand with them, then, you know, then you're accepting it. Now look how fast this guy's going. State police flying through town all fucking night long. All night long. Let's see you do that and get away with it, huh? Let's see you do that and get away with it. You're gonna do that? You're gonna fly through town at 60 mile an hour? In fact, he's going about 50, 60 mile an hour through here, right? No lights on or nothing else. This is the kind of bullshit we deal with. The state police get away with everything. Well, they all do. It used to be. It used to be the state and the state, city, and sheriffs didn't get along all too well. You know, there was also now they're all part of the same club, Blue Line Gang, thugs. And you know, I'm in this shitty fucking situation. Can't do a damn thing because shitty people. Shitty people started this for me. A shitty person started this for me, and then shitty people kept on dragging it out. You know, things shouldn't be like they are. By now, I should have been made whole again, right? I should have been made whole again by now. All of these people, if they were true, honest people with integrity, honoring their oath, they would have helped me fix this situation, right? They would have helped me fix it. Look, I can't shave. This shit's driving me nuts. Can't get a haircut. Literally, it's been a year since I've had a haircut. I had, last time I had my haircut was on my birthday last year. And so this makes officially a year, right? And that's how I'm spending it this year, partying up here with all the ghosts of the Defiance court, right? And then right here's the VFW. Okay, so here's the court, here's the VFW building, and then the next building across, I don't know, you probably can't see down that far, but the next, if you walk down the sidewalk, then there's the road. You walk down the sidewalk, right here's the alley, then across the alley, that's a VFW, and then you get to the end of that, there's another road, and then you cross that, and that's the Mason building, and that's where all these thugs are members of. And you know, and that probably screw up my appeal there if the judges watch this, because they're probably all Masons too. And I'm not trying to call every Mason out. I'm saying here in Defiance, this group is sticking together because Hornish, the top one of the area, decided to protect their employees because they're decide to side with their employees who would have been affected by my lawsuit because they're city council and connected to the sheriff's department. So they made sure I couldn't sue. So that's why they're making sure I can't get a job that pays that much, that pays as much too, because they know as long as they keep me down, I can't afford to fight my legal battles. But I'm doing it anyways, as hard as it is, right? But here's the problem. Why don't we have a constitution anymore? Because ain't nobody standing up. Ain't nobody standing up. Stop backing the blue. You're being foolish. You know, it's what's the saying, back the blue until it happens to you. And it's happening more and more every day. Now you can sit there and act like, oh, because you know this cop or that cop and he seems like a nice person. Well, it's bullcrap. I just tell you, like my mom's problem with the water issue, and You know, maybe I'm looking too much at it to say that it has to do with me, but here's the deal. We made some more calls, and then I told my mom several people to call. She called them, and then I said, and she wasn't getting nowhere, so I said, well, find out who your city council is and call him. And she called a city council at large, city council member at large, and I thought he was going to be cool, and she had me talk to him. And so I talked to him, and everything was cool, and he's agreeing. Oh, no, if they broke it, they need to fix that. That isn't right. If they broke it, they need to fix it. He's all agreeing. And then he says, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get a hold of the mayor and the city manager, and we'll see what we can do, and maybe by Monday we'll get something done. And then after I hung up with him, I gave him my mom's number, told him I was calling for him, gave him her information. And then about 15 minutes later, and then I left, told my mom, let me know what happens from there. I left, and then she gives me a call. Not long after I left, he called. At the end of the call, he never knew who I was. I was giving her information and all that stuff. And, and then at the end of the call, he goes, and who are you? And I told him, Lawrence Steele. Oh, okay. And he takes my information down, and he says, okay, I'll make these, I'll get a hold of the mayor and the city manager, and we'll see what we can get done about this. Well, then 15 minutes later, he calls my mom and says, oh, well, we found out that it's going to have to be assessed first, so you're going to have to get a plumber out there, and then we'll assess, and they'll assess it, and we'll figure out whose responsibility it is. Okay, that ain't what you said to me on the phone. You changed your story because you found out it was my name, right? Because I give you my name, then all of a sudden you go and talk to the mayor, and the mayor says, nah, because now he's not siding with her. Now he's, but on the phone he's like, yeah, if they broke it, they need to fix it. They broke it. I watched them break it. There was no problem until they broke it, right? And now she's without water. My mom has health issues. She has to have water. She's a senior with health issues. She has to have water. And they ain't doing shit about it. They're putting it on her, telling her she has to pay for it. What are you going to do about it? Because these thugs all stick together. You ain't going to do nothing about it. Well, we'll see. I'm just going to make their lives hell. And it's making my life hell. I don't care at this point. I'd assume the next state trooper flies by here, I'll just step out in front and let him fucking hit me. I shouldn't talk like that, but, think like that, I guess. But I'm sick of it. Why wouldn't you be? I've survived this long through all this stuff by now, and it's a sad truth. All of this that I've been through, halfway, there's people that don't even make it half this far and end up taking themselves out because it's rough, and, I can't say that I don't, I always wondered, man, what would take you to do that? And now I start to understand, I ain't allowed to live. What kind of life is this, right? And why is it? Well, because, Larry, you just knock it off and, just accept it and move on. Just accept it and move on. I didn't ask for this, okay? And there's proof right now, who can't see the proof of this? That I got him on camera refusing to give me my stolen property back. I got him on camera stealing my property, right? By force. So when you want to bitch about this country, before you start bitching about Biden, before you start bitching about Trump, before you start bitching about Nancy Pelosi, ask yourself how they got there to begin with. Because, well, people on their local levels just want to think everybody's good people. Your cops aren't good people. This freaking Deputy Little, he's a piece of shit. If he's a real honest person, he would have, when he's seen me, he would have gotten a hold of me and said, I'm sorry that this happened because I wanted to violate your rights. A simple apology. No, instead, he volunteers to come to my house and help them rip me out of my house. That's what kind of piece of shit people we're dealing with. Okay? They're loyal to only the people that they think they have to be loyal to is the government. They are the government's enforcements. They are thugs, and they're loyal only to them. They're not loyal to the Constitution. They're not loyal to the people, and they don't give a shit about you. When are we going to see that? It's time to do something about it. And, you know, there's no need to call to any kind of violence. What it takes is you people to stand up and say, yeah, you know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of complaining about this country. I'm sick of, another cop just went by. I'm sick of all the crap going on. I'm sick of bitching about this side and that side and this is wrong and that's wrong. If you're going to do something about it, bitching about it and sharing memes is not fixing nothing. Voting is not fixing nothing. Another cop, you know, you're not fixing it. Okay, you're going to fix it. First of all, start calling these people every time they do something wrong. Hold your city council accountable. Hold your mayor accountable. Hold your judges accountable. Hold your cops accountable. Right? We're not going to do that. And then start fucking cutting the people out of your lives when you find out that they're shitty people, you know? Right? And when you find out somebody fucked somebody's life up because they wanted to be vindictive and call the police or something, you know, just other, whatever the situation is, then it's time to say, oh, you know what? You know, I know what this situation's done to me. Unless somebody had a real fucking good reason, if, you know, I know somebody that says, hey, I ended up, so-and-so called the police on me, and if they was a friend of mine, I'd no longer be their friend. You know, because shitty people need to pay the price. They will. Judgment comes to all of us. What comes around goes around. The sad thing is, you know, I'm trying to hold on, you know, let righteousness come my way and judgment come their way. But what's that doing for me right now? You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just wasting my breath because this country didn't get like it is. You know, if anybody gave a shit, this country wouldn't be this way to begin with. A bunch of pussies. Men aren't men, and everybody's scared to death to acknowledge that the Constitution gives us the right to say, hey, you fuckers, get out now. Right? I don't know. See you later. My battery's about to die. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you enjoy your weekend. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, please, if you like the content. If you're not subscribed and you would like to see more of this content, please subscribe, share this information. The more traction I get on this, the problem is right now I'm not getting enough traction, and they see that, so they're like, oh, hardly anybody's watching this stuff, so you know they're gonna keep on doing it. You know, but you see how they act. You know, if they were so innocent, you know, if they were so righteous, he wouldn't have said, hey, that's your job to find out where your stuff is. He would have said, yeah, we took your stuff. Let me make a call and make sure we find out where it's at. Okay, no, they're saying that I have to wait till a vendor. No, the sheriffs can't find out where my shit is. Oh, I don't care if they got a lock on it. I'll break the fucking lock. I have a right to. It's my property, right? Anyway, hope all is well for all my viewers. I don't wish this kind of stuff on anybody. And, you know, support whatever way you can. I'll leave links in the description of whatever. I don't know. I'll try that. Anyways, battery's about to die, and I've rambled on long enough. Now I'm going to try to make my way out of here safely. They're everywhere now. They are everywhere now. See ya.
Monday, November 15, 2021, Defiance course in session. Case number CRB 21-1129, State of Ohio versus Lawrence P. Steele. Yeah, but you're in jail again. You recall me talking about that? Because you failed to abide by the rules. I don't know the facts, don't need to know the facts. Post bond, you can get out. If you can't post bond, see ya. Once again, not doing what I told you to do. Because are the defendant and she is the victim. That's exactly what I told you that same day. That's how it works at this point. You are innocent until proved guilty.
Nothing else good than Mikey whiskey here, guys.
They cited you. That makes you the defendant. That makes her the victim. And in that relationship, that's how it goes with Ohio law. You are able to go and set up housekeeping someplace else, but you still have to provide for the residents, your residents. Because you kept saying, I don't understand, she doesn't live there, it's my house. Why does she get to stay there and I have to leave? That's law in the state of Ohio.
What's up, everyone? I figured we'd come on here today for a minute and talk about due process. But before I do that, anyone's following along, I'll jump in for a minute. I want to take a break from talking about my stuff, but still at rock bottom anyways. But I got my guitar, the day all the stuff went down, they came out. I had this guitar as Epiphone. It's a $200 guitar, okay? It ain't like top notch, whatever, but it usually always has a really good sound to it for what it is, and usually play along with other people with better guitar. It's supposed to be better guitars. Usually mine sounds pretty good. I got it set up pretty good usually, okay? But as I said in the one video, they took my two guitars when I said I want those, I'm not leaving here without those. And they brought them out so the cops could search them, so that the sheriffs could search them, which was unlawful. They didn't have a right to do that. And right in front of the officers, who did nothing about it, they took this with no case, threw it down on the ground, and I don't know how they mistreated. I had my tuner hooked up here, and that's missing. It's gone. And so I don't know how they treated it inside. And then they brought out my Gibson Les Paul. It's a high-dollar guitar, was in its case. Threw that down anyways. Yeah, it's in a case, but those are sensitive guitars. Necks break easy, the heads break easy. Anyways, when it seems to be all right, I gotta take a closer look in better light to make sure. It ticks me off. It's bullcrap. They didn't have a right to do that. And so what I want to say is on this one, probably can't see in there, but there's a crack in there, right? I don't know if you see it looks like a space there. Space wood. That's cracked. Okay, and then this here is that it's all dented in, indented, chipped, and then there's a spot here that you can a little bit, yeah, you can see it, and it's, that's how they, like I said, this ain't the top dollar guitar or whatever, but so what? It's my property, right? And it's got sentimental value. My dad had a similar guitar that I had gotten after he passed away, and of course it meant everything to me, right? And this strap was for that guitar, but it wasn't on it, and that guitar got stolen from me. And so this one was a gift from family to replace that, to not to replace it, but to kind of remembrance of that guitar, right? So it's just a crock that they did that. Anyways, I'm getting ready to put it up, but just got it out, checked it over, and messed around with it. It was out of tune, but that might not necessarily mean, but I don't know. It always keeps tune. It's usually a pretty good guitar. The sound, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm out here in the wide open. But, ticks me off. It's my property, and they sat there and watched it happen. There's no reason I couldn't went in there and got stuff, the whole thing. Anyways, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm gonna try to keep all my stuff documented, because there's my, proof. I just showed it right there. I showed how they left the property and all that stuff, and who knows what the rest of my property is. It's sickening. And that's what the sheriff's department's done to me. So that's what lack of due process does to you, right? And that's what I want to talk about right now is due process. You can use my case for an example or not, but you know, due process is the fact that to protect the accused has rights. You know what I'm saying, right? If you're accused of something, you're a defendant, you still have rights. And due process is to ensure that those rights are protected, just like everybody else's rights. Okay, right? Now, you know, so if your rights aren't protected, and you're not necessarily guilty anyway. I mean, it don't matter even if you are guilty. You have rights. Everybody has rights, and they should be protected. Now, in the case, if you take a case like mine, there's several of them just like it here in Defiance. So I would, what they accuse me of domestic violence. The sheriffs did. They're the only one that accused me of it to begin with, and then the city law director, as prosecutor, pursued that, even though he had no proof. Now the thing is, with that, they threw me out of my house, and if anyone's been paying attention, that's this was back in November 12th in court. They threw me out of my house, and I'm like, what do you mean? To me, what do you mean? So I all this was getting serious. Normally I handle my own cases, but I'm like, whatever. So I was working on making decent money, and I said, whatever, I'm gonna get a lawyer. I went and paid a lawyer, and he screwed it all up. And we'll get in a lot of the different subjects later, different ways that things happen. I'll try to keep them for some of the videos ain't quite so long and whatever, but due process, okay? This is very important, and people don't want to understand that due process is it's a very important part of the law, okay? And without, so example of absence of due process is my case. So when they threw me out of my house because I was accused of domestic violence, I didn't, there was no domestic violence, and other stuff proves that, but all those for later. But one of the papers turned in by the arresting officer, Deputy Little of Defiance County Sheriff's Department, turned in, and the paper he turned in for the prosecutor page, it says, and I turned this in the court anyways, it says I was not believed to be a threat and no one was harmed, all of that stuff, right? So technically, according to that, if I wasn't believed to be a threat, no one was harmed, and there was no signs of violence, all this was omitted on that report, I shouldn't have went to jail. Instead, I went to jail anyways, and the prosecutor then gets it, and he gets that page, but instead pursues to the court to throw this, where maybe not everybody's case will be quite the same, but this is where this is where it comes in together, that the whole system's working together against us, against our rights. And okay, behind me is the Maumee River. I'm here at the Independence Dam, right outside Defiance. I keep a camera rolling, and it's live to a cloud. It's not live to any Facebook, any streaming, anything. It's just going live so it can be saved to a friend of mine's. I left my drive that I had. I left that there so that, and ask some permission. That way, if something is to happen to me, I got to keep. Right now, I was trying to use the other camera, but it's dead. So this is my phone. So right now it's streaming to that, but not. I'll still edit it and all that. I can't Anyways, that's just for my own safety, right? Because they're not, I'm not done, they're not done. Anyways, so where was we? So the system, okay, so the prosecutor, instead they go ahead and take on, they say on their own motion, the state took it over because it's domestic violence or whatever, and it wasn't. Okay, anyways, in order to do this stuff, there's got to be due process. Okay, and as part of that state taking it over, they put on the court on its own motion, put in which shows the whole cooperation, because nobody even asked for it. The court did it on its own for no reason. Put in a temporary protection order, and as part of that order, I wasn't allowed at my house, right? So I was like, whoa, and I asked the judge, and he says, well, because it's the law, because you are the defendant and she is the victim, and it's the law. It's not, okay? This is where due process was not, as in order for them to be able to even tell me I couldn't talk to somebody, I couldn't be in my house, especially. In order for those things to happen, they had to follow due process. And, depending on what your case is, it's in what they call the law, and it's not. It's Ohio code or whatever. It's not technically. The Constitution's the law. We already said that, right? So they where was I at? So in order for them to be able to order me out of my house and all that, the courts don't have the authority to do that. That's my property. If you're in this situation or a similar situation, you can be charged with something else. And anyways, you can be in that situation. The court don't have the authority over your property. They got to go through due process to prove there's a reason to have that authority. And that, in my case, they had to, as the law states in Ohio, the codes state, but it's Ohio, the law, what they're claiming is the law, states that in order to do that, you have to have a hearing. The due process part of this is to have a hearing, and in that hearing, the alleged victim has to be there, and if the alleged victim does not show up, the only reason she should not be there, or he or she, whoever the alleged victim is, the only reason that person should not be there is because they are too badly hurt, and which means they can prove the person was hurt. Okay, if the person shows up, if that's not the case, then the person needs to show up and plead the case or whatever, and that's not happened. Nothing happened. And had they done due process, first of all, as the way it appears on my case, the alleged victim would have been there and said, no, nothing happened or whatever. They would have had no, but they didn't do none of that. And instead unlawfully ordered me out of my house. Okay, so they didn't follow due process. That's due process of the law, and people need to understand how important that is. Because, look behind me, as I was saying, I'm here at the Independence Dam. And that's what I was trying to say earlier, right? Because now, eventually it led into the video you may have seen just a few days ago where they showed up in force to throw me out of my house, right? Well, that was all caused from this case where there was no due process followed. And, we'll break in, I'll get into all these other things later about my case, but for today, that's due process, and it's very important. If they don't follow due process, this happens to your life. And the court failed to do due process. The prosecutor, assistant city law director, or whatever, prosecutor of that case, failed to prove any real case, and instead had proof, and it was his job, because he is under oath and elected official. It's his job to see the violation there and see the wrong and put a stop to that. It's his job to protect my rights and whose ever rights. It's his job job to protect the alleged victim or whatever, and the but also he's got to protect my rights. He can't be violating my rights, and that's exactly what he did. He malicious prosecution. He I went ahead and got a lawyer, and then my lawyer was in on it, 300 bus didn't tell me about. They didn't follow, didn't have a due process hearing, didn't tell me none of that. He didn't tell me several things, and you know we'll get in each one of these things, but everything we'll talk about in my case in future videos. How each thing happens. This is because I learned from experience from getting screwed over by my lawyer. But here in Defiance, it's corruption, and maybe wherever you are too. But I'm marked around here now because because when I wasn't gonna put up with it, they came at me with the full might of their local group here that we'll get into later too. But so the prosecutor's job was to see that. Now the judge can pretend that he didn't know about my case, but he threw out this thing about he heard me say whatever in a recording, and that recording would have definitely, he would have heard the officer violate my rights. But so that means he heard that recording, which they're telling me don't exist, but the judge, you know, acknowledged it. Anyways, he would have heard the violation of my rights. So the judge knew about the violation of my rights before I even did a second night in jail. I did 4 nights in jail. The judge knew this, prosecutor knew this, my lawyer knew this, victims advocate group, because here in Northwest Ohio, it's all one group, and it's connected with the jail, it's connected with the victims advocate group, child family services, and then there's one other, 2 different groups that they're connected to, and it's all their slush fund, it's all of this, it's the corruption, and they're making criminals out of everybody. But anyways, we'll get back on here. I want to talk about some other things, and one thing is going to be oaths and honor, and because each one of these people are in dishonor, have chosen to live in dishonor. The group they're claiming to be that they don't, I'm not saying they're claiming to be a part of, anyways, they are a part of, but their supposed teachings is to make you a better person and make you live in honor and righteous and stuff. And these are not, no, these people are purposely ruining lives. That's dishonor. They are in dishonor. I've been in honor the whole time. My story has stayed the same the whole time. It's not changed once. Their story has changed each and every time I get back in there. You know, so whatever it is, what it is. But due process, you can look more into it, but you know, if you don't understand what due process is, but it's due process is the part of the law has to protect your rights too. And you know, I'll throw a little clipping up there of the definition, but due process is very much important. And if your case, if you're going through this kind of case right now, you want to make sure, or a similar case, first thing you want to do if you're going through this case right now, you want to make sure if due process wasn't followed, you get it thrown out, you know. And that's what should have happened in mine, but my lawyer threw me under the bus. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. I'll see you again pretty soon. I'm gonna sit down and we'll talk about honor, living in honor and oaths. And I said we'll see where all my conversations go with some of this. I also said something about in my one video we'll talk about some stuff going on with what's going on with this world, and one of those things is fake people, fake Christianity. So that's where we'll go. So anyone who don't know, that's the worst thing for me right there. Motorcycles going by, and down through here along the river, they're going by all the time. That's the worst thing for me. I want to be out there on my bike. I can't be. Like, I should be flipping these dudes off, or not. Anyway, so yeah. So so another thing I'll throw out there. I'm not here to, but from time to time you'll hear me talk about my views, and anyone wants to try to debate stuff, that's fine. But just don't be trying to persuade me on my views. I'm not going to force you to believe mine, and I won't. But I am, I guess, of the you'll find on here, like, because I'm gonna be calling out some Christian, how a lot of Christians act. So I guess, I mean, technically I'm a Christian, right? But I have my reasons, and it goes all the way back to, anyways, we can get into all that some other time. But anyways, so I don't want to offend nobody with that, but too bad, that is my views. And I'm throwing that out there because one reason is some things that happen, and I just want to call out how there's a lot of Christianity that is on a worse path than some of the sinners. But you know, maybe I'll end up with no followers eventually, because I got a knack for pissing everybody off. And hey, you know, we'll get into other more serious topics too, which once in a while I'll try to get on there with some more serious topics, and yeah, try to get these more interesting as soon as I can. But anyways, you know, get prepared, guys. It's coming back around again, and don't, I guess I should probably watch what I say, but don't do it. You know, don't listen to them. Don't be fooled again. And anyways, thanks for checking it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, please, and thank you. And due process, going it through any kind of case. We'll get more into that, and more in depth later on as things improve, where I can make some better videos. But we'll, but in the meantime, make sure due process is being followed in your case. And all these people, they're violating their oaths. Officers, these people are liars. They're the biggest liars around here. They violate their oaths, sworn. You know, we'll get into oaths my next video, maybe, hopefully. Anyways, talk to you later. What's up, everyone? We're gonna try this audit today. We're gonna go check out my ex-employer, tell you about some dirty deeds from them. The update today is Thursday, the 28th, September 28th, and the Sheriff's Department, Criminal Sheriff's Department, still refuses to give me any of my stuff back. And we can't I can't be allowing this shit to happen. So I'm gonna walk along the public easement, stir up some feathers, right? I had something else going on. Probably shouldn't talk too much about yet at the moment. But had some stuff going on that involved the employer, and it looks like this whole damn system's corrupt, because the guy investigating it gets a hold of me, makes it sound like something other than it was, and makes me think, tries to make me believe that I signed this paper, and you know, I'll be golden. But the truth is, when the truth come out, as the truth come out, it turns out that no, they need to continue doing their job. But these people over here, Hornish Brothers Trucking, thinks that they can just get away with whatever they want. And you know, they got so much money and clout around here, and they're so high in their things they're doing. They're so high up with their little club that they want to pretend that they get their way on everything. They say it, it happens, okay? You don't have no rights, and they're going to squash your rights as much as they want. But let's check them out. So this here is Hornish Brothers Trucking. They, AKA Fountain City Leasing. Fountain City Leasing, it's all the same thing. And then the building right behind it is Advanced Powder Coating. They shut down once, now they seem to be operating again over there where all them cars are. That's Advanced Powder Coating. Now they own all this buildings through here. They originally, this is what kind of people we're dealing with. My dad, when I was when I was still a kid, my dad drove truck for them. And he was driving truck for them, and you know, for years, and they were hardly anything at that time. They had hardly anything, but they were then they, you know, kept in business and ran up to this. And you know, they talk like, they try to pretend they're so great people. But when my dad passed away, when I was working for them and my dad passed away, and when that happened, they didn't even give me no bereavement pay, you know? I mean, I'm just saying, this is the kind of people they are. And if you ever have any issues that the supervisor don't like, then they are real nice and quick to point out, you know, if you have if the supervisor don't like something you're bringing up a concern, then his answer is to call in Miss Hornish, the lady who runs it now. She's a top dog, right? They call them in, and then she comes in with a big file folder, right? And she tries to ease your concerns by telling you, bringing out this file and letting you know everything that they have, that you own, right? And then she tries to tell you that, oh, it's because of them that you own it. And if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have nothing. Ignoring the fact that it's their employees that make them rich, and instead they want to pretend that you owe them, right? And that's just the kind of people we're dealing with here. So they own all them buildings back there, and they own and run Advanced Powder Coating. They own and run Hornish Brothers Trucking and Fountain City Leasing. Fountain City Leasing is the company that I technically worked for, and they do that so that nobody can bring any claims against Hornish. They claim nobody works for Hornish, and that's a lie. But this is the kind of people. So you got APC on the sign there. That's Advanced Powder Coating. Sorry about all the noise here. We're off the 281. This is the main highway here, and so that sign is Advanced Powder Coating. This other sign is, where is it at here? Hornish Brothers Trucking Incorporated. And these are, and they're the race car is gone, it looks like. Usually there's a race car in there. Their son was the racer. So anyway, this is what we're dealing with here. These pricks. And they get away with anything they want. Now, what I want to bring out is there's a lot of confusion here. When my employer, I got somebody checking me out. One of the bosses. You got a problem? Call the police. Call them, because then maybe they'll show up for a concern. I'll guarantee you it's not going to take long for a sheriff to get out here, because they're going to be like, hey, this guy's out here filming us. What's he think he's doing? Okay, so what I want to get at, I'm a little bit all over the place right now, but this employer, so anyways, so there's a lot of confusion. A lot of people think I was charged, and they assume I'm guilty, because the confusion is that people believe I was charged, and the company didn't like that and fired me. Now, that's not the case. If anybody's been watching, paying attention to my videos, the real case is that I got charged with a crime I didn't commit, and these working inside that building. Okay, give you a little background here. Working inside their building, right in there, is 3 city council members. Okay, all of Hornish's managing members, all the company's managing members, every person that's a supervisor on up is in the Masons, and that's just a fact. And 3 of them are on the city council that work inside this building, and one of them is city council, and also very heavily connected to the sheriff's department. His wife is the head of the man unit. The man unit's a drug unit around here, from the sheriff's department. And they are, so anyways, so I got charged unlawfully by the sheriff's department. They violated my rights, and when they did so, when they violated my rights, I kept on going with it, kept trying to fight it peacefully, properly, and doing it right through court like you're supposed to. And instead of this company realizing that, because they knew it, anytime I was asked, I told everybody about it, that instead of them wondering why the sheriff came onto their property to arrest me with no right to do so, with no proper reason to do so, instead of sticking up for me and telling the sheriff's department they should have stuck it, instead they smells like something's burning over here. Instead, they chose to act against me, because I told my lawyer I wasn't taking any deal, and my lawyer, who screwed me, kept on trying to talk me into a deal. And finally I said, no, I told you I'm not taking no deals. You go tell him to knock his shit off and drop the case. You tell Troy Essex to drop his case, this unlawful case against me, otherwise I'm going to sue him for violating my rights. Now, when I did that, after I did that, that was almost 4 months. It was like about 3 months after 3 months and some days after I had gotten charged. They didn't care. I was working in there, and this building right here used to be the advanced powder coating. It's moved. Well, right where that truck's going through their FedEx, this building, there's the front, but right there where the cars are parked, I worked in there, and that's where we work on their trucks. It was changed from being a factory to being the place where we work on the trucks. And I was working, and then in this building there's a restroom with a nasty shower in there, and I was working the whole time living out of my truck, my pickup truck, and they knew it. and showering there, and they knew that the troubles I was going through, and they allowed me to still work. They didn't care about I was charged or anything. It wasn't until I threatened to sue the prosecutor and the sheriff's department, and then when I threatened to sue, they then took it upon themselves to fire me. And that's exactly what happened. And I was, her exact words to me when she fired me was, she started talking to me about my issues, and I said, well, if you must know, it was a corrupt sheriff's department that violated my rights. And then she got upset and said, oh, you know how many people claim that? And I said, well, you know how many times it's probably true? And then she goes, and I said, furthermore, my personal life is not a matter of my employment. And that's when she looked at me and said, well, if you can't talk to me about your personal problems, it's not going to work out here. That's what she fired me for. They was looking for an excuse, of course, because then when they fired me, I couldn't afford. And so here's the thing I'm saying. These guys are so powerful that I've not even been able to secure a good paying job, okay? I can take some shit paying job that ain't gonna do me any good. Why would I do that? But so instead, they chose to fire me for their henchmen, so I wouldn't be able to fight my legal battles. And when I tried to get my unemployment, they beat me out of that. And the unemployment office told me if I want to fight it, that I would have to take it through the then I would have to take it through the local court here, which I was already calling out for stuff, so why would I do that, you know? And so instead, you know, they fired me. Then I wasn't able to fight my stuff, and now here's the result. Now here I am in the sheriff's department. Once that happened, then the court and the sheriff's department continued to hit me harder and harder. So now here I am homeless, and now the sheriff's department took, as you've seen on the video, took all of my stuff, won't let me have my stuff. It's well over a month now, and refused to give me my stuff back. Do I think this company's involved in that? I certainly do, because one other thing you'll notice in one of my videos, I said that I had these recordings of stuff that was said between these city council people whenever I was around, and there's certain things I have recordings of. And when I said that, you know, so the point about that is that do I think that, yeah, so I believe they took possession of all of my property so that I wouldn't have access to those recordings. But the truth is, I have those recordings. As soon as I knew better, so I have a certain person has possession of them, a person I will not disclose at this time for reasons, and because some of these recordings are pretty damning, and I'm trying to handle this without ruining people's other people's lives. You know what I'm saying? But I could release them, but instead, you know, but if something should happen to me, this person has been instructed to make sure those recordings get out. I told him exactly where to send them to, and I told him who also has a copy. You know, one of those recordings, I'll tell you about this company, is back there on APC, Advanced Powder Coating. Long before I worked here, a young man was got killed in an accident here while he was at work, and that accident shows that part of that accident, it was a grinder, the grinder wheel, if anybody knows what those are, great big grinder wheel, where they cut down metal or whatever. It's a great big grinder wheel, huge, you know, but turns out they were using the wrong equipment on their grinder. Hold on a second, please. Something might be wrong with my lens. Anyway, so the thing is, their grinders, they had, at the time when that happened, their grinders was rated The grinder wheels they had they were using cheap because they wanted to save a buck. They were using cheap generic grinder wheels that were not rated for the machinery. And so one of them come apart, and as it came apart, it sliced this guy up and killed him, you know? Well, what this company did, and they told the third shift maintenance guy to go ahead and that night, told the third shift maintenance guy was ordered to go around and get all the tags off the grinder wheels. That way it wouldn't look like they knew. The thing is, they knew they were using cheap ass equipment. They knew that, you know, they were 100% responsible for that. And they did that, and that way OSHA came in and instead just charged them for a little bit of safety violations, you know, for safety equipment on the machines that was missing, just some stupid stuff that would have never hurt the person. The thing is, the grinder wheel that they were using was cheap junk that they should have never been using, but they did use it knowingly, and it cost the guy his life. Of course, they're going to keep that hush hush. That's just one example of these nasty people here. That's just the kind of people they are. Money talks to them, and they don't care about your life, okay? And so instead of sticking up for me, a damn good employee that several years in a row they gave me raises to keep me from quitting, suddenly I'm a problem once I start threatening to sue these assholes, right? Not the company, but the sheriff's department and the city law director. So, you know, which are all connected to this company. And this company chose to side with them. And when I wouldn't let up, they chose to fire me. And now, to keep me from being able to finance myself, to prevent me from getting anything done in my legal matters, they're also making sure that I don't get to a decent paying job, that I can't, you know, there's no reason some of these jobs, the only ones that are even trying to call me are the ones that it ain't worth it in pay. You know, it won't make me any better off than I am, so why should I do it? That's how nasty this company is. This whole town, this whole city of Defiance, you know, they used to have signs up when you enter into Defiance that says, a great place to live. And as it turns out, those signs are now down. You can't find them signs anymore because, well, of course, how would you be able to find, I mean, because why would they have that up there? Because everybody knows it's not a great place to live. I'm going to get a minute here and cross the road. We'll get a little bit closer. See what happens down here. But now my mind's a little messed up right now. I don't remember all the things I wanted to say. So that's one thing about, now I got other recordings about from these guys. You know, it's all a big scam around here. And anyway, so and back in there's where I worked, and when they fired me, I said nicely, I said, well, because they allowed other people, right in there, right in that doorway is where I worked, on semi trucks. And when they fired me, I said, okay, do you mind if I leave my toolbox here until I figure out what I'm gonna do, so I don't have to move it 100 times. And they said, oh, no problem. But immediately after I signed up, tried to get unemployment, they called me. I even got the email saved. You need to get here before Friday and get this toolbox out of here. Suddenly, I wasn't allowed to keep my toolbox here, you know, and I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. It's a great big heavy toolbox. Borrowed my friend's trailer. My strap broke, and then right there on this road, right about where that fire hydrant is, the strap broke and my toolbox fell off the trailer. Smashed my toolbox all over the tools laying all over the place. All because these guys wanted to be dicks. That's the kind of company we're dealing with. I could tell you stuff that would get them in trouble with the DOT, stuff they want us to worry about. I did my job. I made sure everything was safe and nobody could be harmed. You know, them trucks got down the road. Trucks and trailers got down the road safely. But they don't care. So right over here is General Motors, Defiance powertrain. It's they're about. There's hardly anything left of this. It used to be you couldn't see anything for all the cars parked here. They used to employ like 3,000 to 4,000 people, something like that. And now they're down to a few hundred. And this is where they did, this is the foundry where they poured the iron blocks and heads. They're trying to convert it over to aluminum. But so Hornish bought property and built their advanced powder coating. The only thing they ever powder coated was General Motors products. And that's the prop, you know, they put all their eggs in General Motors, and that, you know, that's, they can't get off their tit or whatever. I don't know how many times we were slow and had hardly nothing to do because General Motors was slow, because they didn't want to find other work to do. Actually, one time they found some other work to do, which was pretty nice for the drivers and us mechanics. It was lighter loads they were hauling, which made less strain on the trucks. So it made stuff go a lot smoother, but they couldn't even, this company just can't get their shit together, and they tried to screw everybody, and so that they lost their contract with that. But so right here's General Motors, and then you got this road here that goes back to the water pollution control site that goes back in there, and then from there, then on this side of the road is all the Hornish owns all this stuff. They own all the. There's a couple of little factories back in there, but Hornish, I don't know how much they're connected to them, but they do own the buildings. And yeah, I got a lot of dirt on a lot of these people, and they're trying to keep me hush hush. Well, the more they want to act like this, the worse it's going to get, you know. So, but they're. Am I going to say they don't have a lot of pull and a lot of power? No, because I'm finding out even with unemployment, and even now with this case I got about my Civil Rights Commission thing, nobody wants to go against them. And, you know, these people are just something else. I'm not sure what TPAM is. They might be renting some shit out for somebody else. Who knows? Dirty, rotten people, though. And shit. Give you a little more background. They're filthy rich and waste their money, and a lot of them riches they get because the Miss Hornish, Sam Hornish, started the company, and his wife, Miss Hornish, is so much % Indian, and they get all this, there's several families around this area, they get all this Indian money, a big chunk every month, or however often they get all this money for being Indian. And so I'll give you something else they done on when the whole pandemic thing happened. And I gotta watch what I say because you get censored out for talking about that thing. But when that all happened, this company, Miss Hornish, is also a board member of this certain bank around here, and that she went through that bank and got the Paycheck Protection Program for us, right? So so the Paycheck Protection Program, here's what a lot of people don't understand. My problem with that is the Paycheck Protection Program had the Paycheck Protection Program, you know, was supposed to be if a company was struggling because of the pandemic and they didn't have no work for people, because, you know, as a lot of places didn't, if they didn't have no work for people, then they if they didn't have work for people, then you get the Paycheck Protection Program, right? Other companies done it too, right? Well, the problem is they did have work. They were getting paid by General Motors over there to haul their stuff, but instead, for a few weeks before they laid us off, and we were already slow, not because nothing to do with the pandemic, and we were slow because they weren't lining up enough contracted work from some of these other companies, and instead, you know, they were losing contracts to other companies of the GM stuff they were hauling to New York and stuff like that. Well, they laid us off, and then a couple of weeks later brought us back, said, good news, we got the Paycheck Protection Program, we're bringing you back. Well, the fact is they were getting paid. We had work to do. We had just as much work to do as we always did, as, you know, before it happened anyway, before the pandemic, right? And instead they brought us back and then made us come in an extra 2 hours, added 2 hours onto us, and but paid us a straight pay under the Paycheck Protection, so because of that, they, you know what I'm saying? They pocketed all the profits while paying us through taxpayer money. So the thing is, that's 100% slavery. That's worse than slavery. We were paying ourselves to work. I don't know. It seems like some people don't. Seems like some of the stuff I talk about, some of these people just can't understand it. What I'm saying. Okay, what I'm saying is, I'm a taxpayer. When I'm working, you're taking taxes out of me. Our taxes are going to pay this Paycheck Protection Program and other stuff, right? The stuff that you want to give Trump all this credit, but he's the one that allowed it. And so we were paying ourselves to work. What kind of shit is that? Okay, that's, you know, they had me in here, back in there. Okay, this is some dangerous work, working on these heavy equipment. It's not, you know, you could get hurt easily. They had me in here on third shift by myself. Okay, that should have been an OSHA violation in itself, and I worked back here for months on third shift all alone. If I would have got hurt, no one would have known it until like 6 in the morning. So, you know, I'd have been laying there dead by the time anybody got there. But nobody cares about that, right? These guys get away with what they want. Now, I'm going to be walking on the public easement, and we'll see a little bit closer today. You can't see none other trailers so, you know, anyone don't understand what I'm talking. On the back of these trailers, every single one of them, it was a rule. If we seen one without it, we had to put it on there. It says, we support all law enforcement. Of course they do. They're heavily connected to this law enforcement around here, right? They support all law enforcement. That's nice. You know, they don't support their employees. They don't support anything good. You know, they greedy bastards is what they are, and it's all corrupt, and they're the ringleaders of it. They're the ringleaders of it. This whole company is ran by, you know, the Masons, which is, you know, the club that the Blue Line Gang is henchmen for, and they're so Mr. Sam Hornish is like the head one in this area. They got 2 of those $1 million RVs. I'll see if I can post a sample picture of one. You know, one of those great big fancy campers that like rock stars use, like tour buses, you know, more fancy than a house inside. They got 2 of those. You know, us being, I was allowed to work on it, but I was never allowed to step in and look inside it because my feet might get it dirty. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they are. I think I got somebody getting ready to talk to me. That's Hornish right there. That's Hornish Brothers Trucking. Fountain City Leasing, Advanced Powder Coating. How's it going?
All right. Got nothing better to do today?
Nope.
I think we're going to make one of your videos, huh?
Yeah, sure are. That's what happens to dishonest companies. I said, that's what happens to dishonest companies. Oh, it's fact. That there is Mr. Steve Corbett. He's a city council member. They sent, looks like he's on the phone, so go ahead and call the police, right? I don't know how much the camera microphone picked up, but it says, hello, how's it going, Mr. Steele? What's up? You got nothing better to do? No, I don't. Got nothing better to do. You guys ruined my fucking life. I got nothing better to do. I think he's on the phone with the police, so I'll stand here and see if they get out here. I'm gonna make one of your videos. Yeah, you're gonna make one of my videos. We're gonna, you know, if you're corrupt around here, I'm coming. I don't care if it has to do with me. Anybody's got something that you want to report in this area, let me know. If you even further away, I mean, if you want me to come check out stuff further away, you'll have to send me some gas money. Sorry, I'm penniless right now. Like I said, the sheriff's department took my stuff and my safe with all my savings in it, every penny I had. So I've been living penniless, trying to get by. Once in a while, borrow money to. If he's called the sheriff, I want to wait here and see how long it takes them. So he's on the phone right now. Maybe to them, I can't guarantee that. It's 12:38. So we'll see what happens here, right? If they show up, then I'm gonna live stream. Shit. Hey, what's up? You got nothing better to do? Fuck no, I ain't got nothing better to do. I could have had something better to do. I have plenty better to do, but you know, you guys, I'm prevented from doing it. Prevented from doing it. I'll tell you how else. Okay, that's Steve Corbett. He's city council. Mr. Steve Waxler is also, and I like these guys. I got along with them. But you know what? Right is right and wrong is wrong. Steve Waxler that's a different Steve. He's city council, and he's the one he's city council, and Waxler I'm talking about. He's city council, and also he is also the one that's connected to the sheriff's department, right? And when all my stuff went down, he come over, he's talking to me about it. Him and a different employee, you know, acting like and he says, oh yeah, you know, yeah, as if I don't know who he is. Says, well, you know, these guys are just, these people are, you know, that's the way it is or whatever. Then starts talking about how his son was. Now we got somebody else pulling up. Starts talking about his son got caught up in that mess, domestic violence. Well, obviously your son was guilty because if you just ignored it. And meanwhile, I don't know what's going on here. Now we got somebody else checking in on me, filming me. What are you gonna film? I ain't doing shit wrong. Ha! Taking a picture of me. What we got going on there? Send them out here. We need to talk to the sheriffs anyway. So this is just outside this city limits, I believe. I'm not for sure where that city limits sign is. Oh, that one took a picture of me as Mike Ketchum. Okay. He one day smarted off to me, and I said, well, if you don't like it, fire me. And he got pissed off, said, you're fired. I no more than got on my couch and sat down. By the time I got home and they're calling me, oh, what happened? We don't want to lose you. That was before all of this stuff. Several times they gave me raises to keep me from quitting, but now suddenly I was a bad employee because I threatened to sue. Right now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I forgot to get on the thing on we support all law enforcement on the back of those trailers. Okay, some of them are missing. Somebody's not doing their jobs. But you see, I can't get in there too well. You see that trailer there with the shows the little truck without trucks, America stops. And then below that is a square one, caution or whatever. And then that little red and white sign right under it is we support all law enforcement. They must have gotten some newer trailers because I see quite a few of them are missing that sign, or they brought their old trailers back out. Somebody's gonna have to get on it. But, or maybe they stopped doing that once I started making these videos to get me, to make me look foolish. Oh, so anyways, like, okay, so Mr. Waxler, you know, talks to me like, oh yeah, this is ridiculous. We can't. We can't, or, you know, that's, you know, they don't care if you're innocent or not. Yeah, you know, obviously you didn't either, dude. You were connected to them and you could have stood up for me and asked the sheriffs what were they doing, harassing me on your property without proof of a crime. But instead, you sided with the sheriff's department. See no sheriff shit. Maybe they didn't call the sheriff. Maybe the sheriff don't want to even talk to me. Who knows? Of course they don't. They got my shit. They got my stolen property. I've been violated by this company. I've been violated first by the sheriff's department. I wasn't blaming this company at all. I was showing up to work, doing my job like I should, and instead they a lot of heavy truck traffic going through here, so sorry about all the noise. But so the sheriff's department violated me, and I was leaving it at that. And then I noticed the assistant city law director, Troy Essex, was hounding on me, wouldn't let up. So I, you know, kept fighting it with my lawyer, and then I found out my lawyer was hiding the proof to get me, that he could have had my whole case dropped, instead sided with them. So then I, you know, so then when that happened, and then I threatened to sue, and these guys fired me. And so I'm, you know, and, you know, I don't know how to make that any more clear that these guys are 100% connected. They're behind it. Still no sheriff yet? We're gonna make this boring. Wonder what he was doing taking my picture. Probably gonna try to fight my case because I'm coming after them for their shit. They shouldn't have fired me wrongfully. That's just some employees. I don't wanna bug the employees. So if you notice, they have trucks here for sale. Anyone that buys one of these trucks are foolish. These trucks are ran into the ground. They're well over 1 million miles, and when they quit running them, it's because they're junk and ain't worth nothing no more. Still no sheriffs, huh? I thought this might be the only way to get the sheriff to respond to me. I guess he ain't going to though, huh? Yeah, so we got what, the paycheck protection, we got the employee who was, might as well call it murder. And what else? We got anything else? There is other stuff. I'm just, I didn't script none of this, didn't write none of this down. I'm sitting, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do to shower, what I'm gonna do to brush my teeth, what I'm gonna do. You know, this is rock bottom that they forced me into. What am I gonna do? Have something better to do today than to do this. Well, I realized my hands were tied, so instead I went ahead and decided, well, I guess I got nothing better to do, Mr. Corbett, so I'm gonna come and video around this place. They got one truck where they haul this sand for this certain sand for the molds or whatever. They haul it for GM. Well, the sand is heavily silica based. You can't breathe that shit in. But this dumb company forced us to work cutting plywood for some stupid stuff in the trailers. Instead of ordering trailers with the proper siding, they ordered these cheap ass trailers and then have us cut plywood without mass or anything else that's with cancer agents in it. And it's even, the plywood has warnings all over it. I got into it with the one supervisor. I said, hey, this shit's all over. This shit is, what we got here? Somebody else checking in on me? Anyway, and then that sand, and that sand's heavily silica based. You can't be breathing that shit in, but they would have us sweep it out, no mask or anything else. Let's see who's here checking me out. Maybe that was somebody turning around. I don't know. They were eyeing me. Oh, maybe it's connected to the sheriff's department. They're sending people out here to see what I'm up to. Anyway, I guess they're gonna make this uneventful. Wait a minute, what we got here? Sheriff car? No. Nothing, huh? Oh, yep, there's sheriff down there turning around into the gas. Well, they're gonna try to pull on me. I see one turning over here. We're gonna get one to. I mean, there's a way you guys can get me to leave you alone, but you don't want to be honorable. Nobody wants to be honorable. So it's the building B here that is off the back of their big office is the advanced powder coating. Maybe they changed their name now. Maybe they're no longer advanced powder coating. Maybe that's what the TPAM is. So one of my videos, that must mean you guys are watching my videos, Mr. Corbett. I imagine you are, because you guys are city council. So, you know, thanks. Thanks for watching, you know. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, Mr. Corbett. Thank you. The rest of you city council. Don't forget to like. Since you're going to watch my videos, go ahead and like them. Don't worry, I'm gaining a lot of following now. Subscribers, I'm up. I'm gaining more each day. So appreciate it. Appreciate all my viewers. You know, so since obviously you folks at Hornish are watching, oh, that vehicle just come back around again. Since you guys are obviously watching my videos, I want to let you know that we're gaining momentum here. So, you know, you had your chance to be honorable, but you choose not to. So now everybody's going to see how dishonorable you are. It don't appear we're going to have any action from the sheriff. They're probably saying, well, he's in his rights. We can't violate him anymore because he's got all this proof of these other violations. Got a Cadillac rolling in. You know, Cadillac usually means somebody, right? See who we got here. That might be an employee. I mean, I don't want to harass their employees at all. I'm still friends with some of these employees. I won't mention any names because then they'll be blackballed, I'm sure. Man, no action from the sheriffs, huh? You know, it's funny though, they knew right away. I was on the other side of the road when I first was filming, and they seen it right away that he was out here by the time I got over to this side, waiting for me to come up. Or are you gonna bless us on one of your videos? Yes, sir, I am. Don't you got anything better to do? No, sir, I don't. There's Mr. Waxler there. That's he's they're likable enough people until they want to be little bitches for the company, But that's him. That's in that black truck there, Steve Waxler. He's the one that is also city council, but also very heavily connected to the sheriff's department. And he's the one that hired me when I was in full club colors for the club I was in, thinking that they were keeping an eye on me. That's why they hired me. Well, I knew who they were, and they acted like I didn't know that they were all connected to all this stuff. So they didn't know that I was recording every time I was in conversations with them. And some of it's good enough conversations. I got along with all these people until this stuff happened, and then they all become two-faced for the city, because Hornish runs this city. That's the damn truth. Still no sheriffs, huh? Maybe they're all on lunch. Well, I don't know what else to put on here. We go over here to the corner where the advertisements are. I don't want to get too close to the road here. Stupid drivers in this area. But we go over here. The city likes to act like there's something, but you go over here. I want to show this because the Rib Fest is coming up, right? So right here, September 30th, oh, that's this weekend. The Rib Fest, gates open at 3:30 p.m. I'll tell you about the Rib Fest. It's put on, they block off a couple blocks of the city to do this Rib Fest. And that Rib Fest is, somehow they raise money to do it, and they get donations to do it. But yet they charge anyone that wants to come in and check it out. They charge you just to get in. They block off this couple blocks of the city, and if you want to go anywhere into that section, you have to pay to get in. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. You should not have to pay for that. So I guess a lot of the voting is this year. I didn't realize it. Mayor. My plan is to run for mayor, and but I didn't know. I thought it was next year, and come to find out it's this year. What we got? Anything? Man, can't get no sheriffs. Well, that tells you right there. He was, the sheriff ain't made it out here. Probably, they're done violating my rights. They know that eventually they're going to get nailed. They're already in a severe violation of my rights, but nobody's going to do nothing about it. I don't really know what else to talk about right now. All kinds of stuff. On my mind. My mind's all over the place because of all this stuff. We got over there is the yard spotter moving a trailer that was probably getting worked on. And that yard spotter is most likely is Mr. Paul Merriman. That's what he does all day. He does that, and then
and then make sure that he hides certain jobs that need to be done. He'll put them off to the side till the weekend comes, because he wants to make sure that there's always work to do on the weekend. When I started here, they mentioned nothing about working Saturdays, and then nothing at all about working Saturdays. And then my first week didn't say a word, and then Friday come along and Paul says, "Oh, well, we'll see you tomorrow." I said, "What are you talking about?" "Oh yeah, we got work Saturday. We work Saturdays here." Well, I found out from a guy we call Scooter, a friend of mine in there. He's a second shift supervisor. He says, "No, it ain't. Saturdays aren't mandatory. We're here because the work is there." And I started paying attention to what was going on, and there was no work. It was we had not enough work is the thing. We had in a week's time, in 5 days you could have all your work done. Well, I started figuring it out after a couple of years. He would hide shit off to the side and then tell the bosses, "Well, we need to be in here on Saturday. We need to be in here on Saturday." It was only so he could be in here on Saturday till 10 in the morning, and he would leave and then make everybody else still be in, right? And that's what he was doing. Well, when I started having issues with Saturday, because Saturday's the Sabbath, and I was doing it just fine as long as the work is there. When I'm finding out that, hey, during the week, I'm not doing hardly crap, or I order parts and you claim that they're on back order, and then the weekend comes along, suddenly the parts are here, I'm not good with that, because I can do my work during a regular work week and get it all done, and I always did. I always got my work done in a timely and professional manner. Good quality work, and none of them can deny that. Well, they didn't like that. Well, Paul didn't, so he called in Miss Hornish into a meeting, and that's when she met with me. "Oh, I hear you're having problems with this, you have some concerns." I said, "Yeah, I don't want to be in here on Saturday if I don't have to be." I was like, "If you guys truly have the work, that's one thing. If you do not have the work," here's a sheriff here waving at me. I don't know who that one is. Waving at me. Oh, that's nice. But that looked like, that might have been the one we talked to, Jake. That might have been him, it looked like. So yeah, he's nice enough. We want to get him for sheriff, I think. Him or Gary. They're the only two I'll give my respect to, because the rest of them totally 100% earned any disrespect that they get. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so she calls me in. He calls her over to a meeting because he couldn't get along with me, because I said, "Look, dude, I know what you're doing, and I don't want to be here." And it would have been between him and me, and he could have said, "Okay, well, as long as you get your work done, then that's cool." And what we got here? Broken pair of cop glasses. Those are fine. Man, those could have been nice, huh? Well, shit. Anyway, he didn't like that. Instead of just saying, "Yeah, that's, instead of saying whoever wants to volunteer, since there ain't really enough work, whoever wants to volunteer to do it, can do it, can come in." And instead, he says, he calls her into the meeting because everybody's scared to talk to the head honchos, right? The owners. And she comes in, and her and I's talking, and it's going all right. And then until I tell her how things are going, and she says, "Oh, are you calling Paul a liar?" Getting upset with me. "Are you calling Paul a liar? I've known him all these years. He wouldn't lie to me." And I looked at her and I said, "Look here, lady, I know that damn sure I'm not a liar, and I don't suggest you call me a fucking liar." And then she started cussing me out. So I started cussing her back out. And Paul was about shitting his pants, his face getting all red about shitting his pants. Nobody talks to them that way. She started laughing about it. And and there's one of the drivers I know. Gave him a wave, but I don't want to cause problems for any of these guys, right? Anyway, she started laughing about it and said, "Oh, I needed a good argument." no one talks to me that way. And I was like, well, I'm just telling you how it is, you know what? And she ended up giving me my Saturdays off and a raise, you know. That's just, but now they're not like that no more. They, I didn't mind working here for a while, for most of the time. I did a good job if they treated me right. But it's once, I didn't even do nothing wrong to this company. The only thing I did wrong was threaten the city to sue them, threaten the city law director. Anyways, I'm gonna make my way back this way and probably get off here because we ain't getting no action. So I'll go ahead and still put this up. Sorry for anyone that expected anything better out of this. I don't know what I'm gonna do to get these guys out here. They ain't gonna come talk to me. So I guess not the company. I mean the sheriffs, right? I have to find some other place to. I want to do one around this police department, the city police department. I want to do an audit over there, and the all the courts, both courts. But they know what's up, and the thing is, that's the problem. They know what's up, and so they're making sure not to go too far. Like when I went up to do my first one at the sheriff's department, the one where I ran into the door, when I went to do that, they acted, it was almost scripted, I mean, I'm sitting here telling people, get my words all confused while I'm talking because I haven't really thought it all out or scripted it all out. So I'm telling them, so I tell everybody, all you guys, I say, this ain't scripted. Then I walk up there and it almost seems scripted because the,
All right, man?
yeah.
You Twizzler?
Nah. Anyway, so that was cool. Somebody from the city worker, just a regular worker, hold up. Hey, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Anyway, offered me a Twizzler, but no thanks. What I was saying, what the hell was I saying? So anyway, he's still watching me. You gonna take some more pictures of me, buddy? Should I make my way back over that way? I don't know. That one is might catch them in that they all get company paid for vehicles, which is fine. I'm not, if you got that position and you get the, that's all fine. I'm not saying anything about that. But I'm just, people don't do shit but drive their trucks around all fucking day. And the pickups I'm talking about, not their drivers, the head honchos, they drive these pickups around all day. And they got nothing better to do but until this is probably some excitement for them, really. They usually don't got nothing better to do. Usually he just drives around the parking lot looking dumb. Anyways, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I go up there and they got, the signs are no longer up. That's, oh shit, there's a sheriff vehicle. So the signs are up that say, there used to be signs at the sheriff's department that said no filming, right? No cameras. And those signs were down when I went there. And so the thing is, I didn't really think about it too much, but those signs were already down and they weren't there. And I mean, I noticed it, but didn't think much about it. And then they're just sitting in there all nonchalant. Oh, hey, that's because they were ready for me and they were waiting for it, right? And oh, there goes another sheriff. Okay, good. Now we're seeing them come around. And anyway, those so you know, so now they're not harassing me so much because they know, they see the other videos, they see you other auditors out there now. Defiance County's trying to act like, oh yeah, we're all cool with everything. And that's not true. The sheriff's department used to always have no camera signs, right? And they were down when I went in there because it is your right, you know. It's our public services. And this is what we get for our tax dollars. Corrupt, you know, and we got no one in this state wants to come up and say, yeah, the sheriff's department is in the wrong. They don't even want to look into it. Yeah, the court's acting in the wrong. They don't want to look into it. I'm wondering now what's going on with my appeal. I've talked about in some of my videos. I really need that to win. I'm putting my faith in these judges of the appeals court. You know, I'm not calling any of them. I'm only calling local people out who are in violation, who are not properly doing their job. But I don't know who this is. But so Sheriff, they're in an unmarked car, but you see the sheriff's plate on it. He goes by it. Damn it, I didn't realize that's who it was. He goes by and takes a good look at me. Hey, you got my shit in the back of that truck? Anyway, unmarked car. So, hey everybody, since when does Defiance County have unmarked cars, right? But probably trying to look, oh, is he over too far? Is he on their property? Is he really on their property? Anyway, my appeal, so that was heard Tuesday on the 26th. Now, I'm not sure. I received a paper that said there was going to be no oral argument. I did not need to show up. But I went on the court thing today to see if anything was updated on it, and it said there was a scheduled oral argument. So I might be screwed right there, because I damn sure would have made sure I made it to the oral argument. So I want to know what's up there. You know, how did I get screwed out of that? And that could screw my whole case. And anyways, I'm putting faith in them that they're going to be honest about their shit, judging my case, because I've proven my stuff. And I need that to win. This is all wrong. It's all unlawful. I could give you guys the goods on that. I won't though right now, but I could say a few things on here right now that would have the DOT all over their ass. And these, I don't know if that one's for sale, but these trucks that are for sale, I wouldn't dare buy them. Hey, if you are a truck driver and thinking about working here for Horse Brothers Trucking, driving for them, I would 100% advise against it. And if you don't believe me, you can contact any of their drivers and find out that they're hiring all the time. They pay every day for we're hiring every damn day. They're paying for the ad. You know, in fact, the day they fired me, they already had an ad. They had an ad before I had the meeting with them. There was already an ad for my job. And people around here know it was on the radio and in the paper. They already had my job posted before I was even in that meeting, before they even supposedly had a reason to fire me, right? That's how dirty and rotten these people are. Dirty, rotten people. Anyways, I'm not getting enough action from the sheriff's department, not getting no responses or anything. So I'm gonna get out of here. They don't want to, I guess they don't want to violate me today. I'm doing everything 100% legal. I'm on public easement. I'm gonna go back this way and then cross the road because obviously these guys are concerned about it. What's he saying about us? What's he saying about us? We're a good company. They're not a good company. I would advise you, they're dirty. And you know, here's one thing. The one day I threatened to quit, and it wasn't threat. I just went in and said, hey, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks notice. I found a job that's gonna offer me more, that's gonna offer me a better opportunity. And they pleaded with me not to quit, and then ended up offering me more money. And so not to quit. And where was I going with that? Oh, so I went ahead and didn't quit, and took the raise and didn't quit. And then I get kind of insulted, and the person didn't mean it to insult me, but one of my coworkers says, two different coworkers called me up. One was Paul, he's a supervisor, and the other one was just a coworker. They called me, get me off the side, talk to me privately or whatever, say, hey, I want to let you know, did Miss Hornish talk to you? I said, no. Well, I just want to let you know I put in a good word for you. You're probably going to get a raise. And because everybody got a raise. Well, here's what happened. I threatened to quit, and they gave me a raise not to quit. And then they realized they was having an issue with the company, so they went around and gave everybody a raise. And in my opinion, then they should have gave me more of a raise, because I undercut myself by doing that. Because they asked me, what would it take to keep you from coming back in here again and saying you want more money or something else? And I said, okay, here's how much I want. I said, you give me that much, and as long as the economy stays where it's at, you won't hear another word from me. So I did that, and then ended up undercut myself, because then they gave everybody a raise, and then which put me back. I screwed myself. I could have got more, I guess. And all these guys got raises, and then they're talking to me like I should be thankful to them. And the truth is, they should have been thankful for me, because it was me threatening to quit that caused them to give everybody a raise. But we see where that goes. There's another, they're just driving around all over the place. What's this guy think he's doing? What's this guy think he's doing? He can't do that to us. We're Hornish. He can't film us. He can't walk on the public easement and film us. How dare he? Well, I tell you about this rotten company, how they screw even the people that they're hauling for. But like I said, they can't get their mouth off Hornish's tit, or off GM's tit, and that's the truth. And because of that, I mean, everybody that works here is sad, but eventually everybody's going to be screwed. In fact, if something happened to either of the owners here, they would be, everybody that works here would be screwed. This, just stuff, how they run the company, I'm not going to talk about all that stuff, but they're in serious violation of a lot of stuff. I guess that's enough for now. I guess I'm going to make my way back across the road and back to my vehicle, because obviously the sheriffs don't want none of this. Man, that sucks. Of course, they don't want to talk to me. They've been ignoring me. Right? The sheriff himself, Doug Engel, has 100% ignored me. Deputy Chief Deputy Vandermark 100% ignores me. I've left them both voicemails. I called Vandermark up there at the auto parts store, and he refuses to, they refuse to do anything. They're in a 100% violation, and nobody's going to be here to help. So I'm going to cross over here where it's a little more safe. I'm going to keep the camera on for a minute, because to keep them freaked out, but otherwise I should have walked down the little path. Maybe they would have called about that. I don't care. They can say whatever they want, but I'm not doing nothing illegal, nothing I'm not in the right to do. And I'm waiting for it. Sorry guys, we don't got no real good excitement today. Got an audit with no action. Surely, this just ain't right if anybody pays attention to these auditors. you don't show up to no place without somebody calling the police, freaking out. You got a camera out, you got a camera out. Well, he jumped on the phone. I'm sure they called the police. They all been eyeing me, every one of them that drive by. Two sheriffs have driven by and eyed me. 3, the one was in an unmarked car. Okay, but they know I ain't doing something wrong, so they ain't gonna come here and harass me because they don't want to talk to me, because they don't want me getting them on camera talking about the stuff that they stole from me, armed robbery. And anyone who doesn't agree that's armed robbery, wait till it happens to you, because that's exactly what it was, armed robbery. Can't get no action. Too bad we're not allowed to use songs like music, whatever music we want. It's so stupid, copyright stuff, you know. Why shouldn't I be allowed to put on Rolling Stones? Can't get no satisfaction on this. You know, that'd be a perfect video, perfect music for this, since we're not getting no action. You know, no sheriffs. Sheriffs don't want none of this. So anyone watching, you see it, the sheriffs don't want to step up. They don't want to step up. They can violate the fuck out of you. Now when it's time to answer it, they ain't gonna come out here. They're probably telling them not to worry about it. You know, don't worry about it. He's allowed to do that. And why? Because they don't want to be answering to the shit they did. What a pain. I had some other stuff to talk about, and now I don't remember what it all was. So sorry, guys. But these guys are rotten, and they are 100% part of how this Defiance County is ran. Wait a minute. I see a new truck turning over here. New diesel truck. Make sure it ain't Mr. Let's see what it is. Let's hold on a minute. Nah. Shit. All right, guys, I'm done with that. What a waste. But I will. Man, I should have had I need a better microphone for stuff like that when the person's further away and saying something, so you guys can hear what they're saying too. Because I doubt this microphone caught what, especially the angle I got it. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Sorry, this one didn't have too much action in it. The recordings I have on these guys, though, eventually come out. Maybe if they want to step up and honor and do the right thing, you know, that's my whole thing. This whole time, I've been more than willing to want to work with these guys, and all of them. You know, hey, something ain't right here. Let's fix it. Nobody wants to fix it. They want, oh, you got a problem? Here, let us kick you when you're down. Okay. All it would have simply took this company, instead of firing me, they could have told the sheriff's department, hey, why don't you let up off this guy? Why are you violating his rights? You know, why'd you come into our company violating his rights? And, no, they didn't do that. Instead, they said, oh, he's gonna bitch about you guys violating his rights. Don't worry, we'll fire him. What's up, everyone? Whiskey and I want to introduce you to the Masons today. So I want to, as we start this video, I'll point out where I'm at, where we're at. Get over here. We're not going that way. He likes to cross the bridge. But we're right here in Defiance County. We're right here at the bridge. This is East 2nd Street. Well, where East 2nd Street begins is technically West 2nd Street right here, right? This bridge crosses 2nd Street, and we'll get to that in a minute, but that matters for our subject, and especially when I show you the aerial view. So we'll take the stroll down here and we'll get into this subject. I'm gonna do, maybe I'll touch quickly on it right now and do overall summary, basic summary. Like I'm not using this as an opportunity to put absolute facts out at the moment or whatever. I'm going to give you a basic summary of the Masons, because most people seem to be very much misunderstood about the whole situation, right? If we look at my situation, I'm at battle against the Masons, and when that started, that's when things really got dirty with them against me, right? And there's different things I need to clear up, or you know, throughout my videos I'll be clearing up. And you know, so I give a shout out to all my latest subscribers. See, I got several new ones in the last couple of days, and I appreciate it very much. Hopefully I can do a good job at keeping enough interesting content coming. And you know, before we get too far into this, I'll just touch on some of that. You know, I've ran into a few issues where I get in these slumps because of things, you know, whatever. And anyone paying attention that knows my situation, it's not easy doing these, trying to do good, informative videos right now, because this is the best I can do, right? You know, right? And for now. But my website used to have, when it comes to subjects like the Masons and different things going on in the world and the truth and all that, right? My website used to have a ton of information, especially about the Masons. And, you know, throughout its history, it got taken down. So a lot of that's gone, so I got to rebuild some of that. And how I'll do that is through some informative videos, hopefully. But, you know, we are going to have times where I get in these slumps and then, or I'll get into a deep subject and I'll be doing some research to try to present it properly. And then so I'll go some spells without any videos being uploaded. So that's not helping my case. So in the meantime, I may be posting stuff up with just some rants or touching on certain subjects that maybe some people don't like. And I just ask that before if you see some of these videos that, and maybe you will, like I'm not saying you won't, right? But before you decide to unsubscribe, understand that I'll go through these little spells until I get my head cleared out right, and then start getting some better things out there. But the thing is, if I quit letting myself get into this spell of going short periods of time without uploads, then maybe that'll prevent that, right? But you know, so here I am now. Now people question the way I do things. People's too afraid to do things the way I do, and this is the problem. This is how we got. This is how our country got into the shape it's in, because it happens on the lowest levels all the way on up. And that's what I'm going to tell you about today, the Masons, right? And you know, first of all, if we take, get over here. If we take my subject, before we get too far in depth in that, I'll try to clear up some things, okay? I'm going to have some different videos coming out, right? Like a lot of my stuff's about these public servants, and I've been all about the share. Well, that's because they're in severe violation of my rights. And anyone that don't want to pay proper attention to that or understand the significance of that, this is why we're in trouble, especially when it comes down to my claims about our due process. They are violating us tremendously. And, you know, these are things that are going on, are things far worse than what set us in motion to create this country, right? The United States of America, to come up with the Constitution. And too many people want to... Too many people want to ignore it and ignore the significance and the power and the reason for the Constitution, right? And that's, you know, I don't want to get too far off base, but there's different things I'm going to come up with. Like, I have a few people that's reached out to me for a while now and said, because they watch my videos and understand what's paying attention to what's going on in my situation. They say, but there's another thing here, because you're talking about the truth. You're wanting to put all the truth out there, but, there is a darker side to this. Like when it comes to my case, how it's gone on, there's a darker side to what goes on in this country, and especially all the issues they get us behind, right? They work to get us behind, and they pull all these things. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about Masons today, so that's what, how do these people are the same people that all throughout the generations have been behind the directing of where society goes and how things go, right? And how, so there's several videos that will be coming out where I'll be talking about, it's not just about the public servants. It's also about, because, I say that, but then I'm also going on here doing videos about certain things, about how we should be as Christians and stuff like that, and about being real, true Christians. Well, then that comes down in who we are as people. Like the world ended up in this shape, not only because of our public servants who are corrupt, but also, and why is that? It's because we are all corrupt, right? And we got to search ourselves out and all this and that. Well, then when it comes down to it, the fact of the matter is, when you take certain cases like mine, we do have a growing problem in this country. So we'll save that for another subject. We'll but the problem is, when I'm talking about Masons and you talk about my case, well, the sheriff's department, how they violated me, it was the complete group of Masons came against me, and people don't want to see that. They want to act like, you got people who are Masons, who are entry-level Masons, who don't even know what the actual Mason and Masonic stuff is about, right? And so they'll say, oh, he's lying, he don't know what he's talking about. I assure you, I do. This is why they're coming after me so hard, and this is why they will try to shut me up. And none of them will admit it, that they own what we're walking right now, this path, we're walking from that bridge, and now here we are heading up to the library. And there's a reason for that. People want to act like, okay, so then we talk about these secret societies, Masons and other groups, and well, but that's on the big scale, right? That's presidents and stuff like that, people at the head of the country, right? It's not true. It's people at the head of your communities, your local communities. I mean, it is true on that end, but it's also true on this end. They control everything from the bottom up. And we don't want to see that. And we're the ones that give them that control, the control they don't deserve, that truly ain't theirs. But we sit there and ignore it when they pull what they want. And, so now here I am coming out here. As I say, I apologize for some of these videos, but I guess keep some content coming. And, some of the stuff you might hear repeated that I've talked about before. Well, he's already said that before. Well, some of this. And then, so I get irate and I go down there. I'm sick of it. It's been over a year. They still won't give me my shit, the sheriff's office, and he wants to play his game. So I get, sometimes this shit gets to you and you've had enough, right? I think I've taken it very well so far, and it's time to do something about it. So I talk about, I'm going to run for sheriff and you're going to have to write me in. Well, Defiance County, it's time for you to take this serious if you want to take your freedom and your beliefs serious. Okay, because it don't matter if they're a Republican or a Democrat, your officers, your cops, it don't matter. They're there to violate your rights no matter which side you vote for, no matter which side they claim to be on, right? So, but then there's claims coming out. Well, I've already had somebody tell me this, and I understand, right? Well, you can't run for sheriff anyways. Even if the people vote for you, they ain't gonna let you because you have to have this and that training or whatever, right? Wrong, right? I mean, I want them to bring this, these Masons come up with this, well, you can't do that because you didn't have this law enforcement training or whatever it is, that degree that they expect the sheriff to have. Well, here's where that's wrong, and this is why I want them to try to come at me with that. Because the fact of the matter is, I have it all on video, and they told us all, it's all proven right there, that only the voters are above the sheriff. The voters are his boss, okay? So no state government is going to tell me that, is going to tell the voters, you guys are the boss, okay? So you get to decide who you want. You get to decide who qualifies for the job. Not the state applications, not the state ordinances, not the state requirements. That don't matter. You're the boss. You get to decide, okay? So that's what we need to do, okay? Write me in, and when they try to fight it, then we're going to sue them for saying, oh, now you're admitting that the citizens aren't in charge, right? So that's where they're backed in the corner. So whatever. That's a game we have to play because of the games they play. So now here we are coming along this library, and I'll show an aerial photo of what I'm talking about. Okay, and we all know the Mason symbol, right? And, if you take a look at aerial views of Washington, D.C., you'll see all the masonry symbols put into the roadways and just how the city was built, right? Well, right here we are, Defiance County, Ohio. People don't want to understand that this Masonic temple up here, the shiniest brick building in all of Northwest Ohio, and how important the Masons are here in Defiance and how much they control Northwest Ohio, right? This is where we're standing at the tip of it. This was built. Somehow, do you believe all the citizens of Defiance, the voters, decided that this is how they wanted this to be designed? No, the Masons decided how it was going to be designed and let the taxpayers pay for it, right? And what they built was their holy shrine symbol into our Fort Defiance. Okay, when they went to fix all this up and protect this area from further flushing away or whatever, they went and built it up, put the cement around it, and built it into the Masonic symbol. And as I said, I'll show the aerial views of this. These guys control Defiance County. They control way more than that. But I'm saying here in your local town, you go look at the edge of town, whether it's a small town or a city, small city, big city, it don't matter. You go at the edge of those corporation limits and look, and there'll be like a little fence usually with a bunch of little signs on it, right? And there'll be like Lions Club and this and that and Masons and Zonta and Eastern Star. Well, it's all connected to the Masons, right? All connected. That's how they could control everything. Okay, so these guys around here think that they're God, right? They're controlling my life. See, that's another thing I want to get at and clear up, about stuff I'm talking about in my other video. I talk about, I spouted off. I was upset when I left the thing about people don't think I should get a, look, I'm not trying to get a job. I want to make that clear. When I'm talking about, I'm not going to take the jobs, the shit jobs. I'm talking about they want me to take what? Like go work at McDonald's, $15 an hour. Why? Why? My son's raised in on his own. My responsibilities are right here. Whiskey and myself, right? As long as that's taken care of. Why? Okay, to be their slave because that's what they want. And that's what I'm talking about. This is how the Masons control things. People act like, oh, well, I should be one. They refuse to let me have my tools, knowing that I don't have those important professional tools. I can't just go, right? One, and secondly, they have, I guarantee you, wherever you work at, somebody in that company along the ranks is a Mason. Guarantee it. And this is how they control. They're going to control where I will and will not get a job. Any decent job, they're going to make sure I don't get. Anything that's going to put me back where I need to be at. Why? They got to hold me down. They got to keep me shut up. They got to keep me from rising back up and affording a lawyer and suing them. And this is how they do that. This is how these dirty bastards do that. So you look around, your judges, your cops, your lawyers, and your business owners, they're all Masons. And I'm not saying every single one is bad. These guys go around here and recruit people into Masons. Well, the entry-level Masons believe it's this and that. It's as they get into the ranks, they find out they're working for some sick, satanic system that is pulling off all these fucking crimes, and they are not nearly as honorable as they claim. And that's, the Masons want to act like, oh, we're, and around here, Shriner events and shit like that. Oh, we're an honor. We're honorable people. We're honorable people. I've showed you my case. Not one of them steps up in honor. That's how we could have prevented all this. That's how we could put an end to all this. Step up in honor, fix this. You guys broke it, fix it. But they won't do it. Okay, so I mean, so I'm clearing that up. I'm not like refusing to get work out there. It's any of the good jobs I do try to apply to, some reason I'm not getting them, right? Well, we know why that is. And because I won't back off of them, they're not going to back off of me. I went through this shit with them before, way before I was doing videos, when it was just my website. But I used to get tons of visitors, and I had a ton of information about the Masons. They weren't going to have that. And that's who these guys are. So they control all this area. So I showed you where the bridge, now we're going to walk up to this other bridge, right? So the one I showed you was 2nd Street. Now this one, this goes over, hold on, from where we're at, this library used to be and they've tore down all these landmarks. Used to be a landmark building there at the corner, but that bridge, now you take these two bridges, that one is Clinton Street Bridge, excuse me. That's a Clinton Street Bridge. And so you take, you take it down to where the bridges are, and it creates you can see, it totally creates the Masonic temple, and they built it the Masonic symbol, and they built it that way on purpose. But, yeah, so now we're following this down, so we're walking right now, our walk through this Fort Defiance, the true Fort Defiance part of Defiance is, a total Mason symbol. We're walking it right now. And so I'm just giving you a quick overview at the moment of who the Masons are, how they operate, and I'd like to get further in depth and do a further in depth video later when I'm able to. Right now, you just have to understand my situation, and I appreciate everyone bearing with me, sticking with me, staying subscribed, and commenting and liking and sharing all the things. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate all my subscribers 100%. And I'm not, like you see the one video, I'm not where I was talking to the officer and he's like, oh, you're trying to be Mr. Beast. And the truth is, no, I'm not trying to get millions of subscribers. I mean, it'd be nice, who cares, right? But that's not my goal. My goal is, I don't care if it's only 2 people. If I can help 2 people understand something, it's better than having 1,000, right? For the people that truly want to understand and truly give a shit, right? We're losing everything. Our rights, we're losing everything in this country. And it's because we won't do nothing about it, right? We let these people tell us they're above us. We let these people control us and tell us, well, this is how it is because we have the understanding. No, you don't. No, you don't. I ask God for the understanding and he gives it to me. Their thing is, like Masons are all about King Solomon, right? Well, you study King Solomon. You set your heart to know of a thing. And when you do that, that means you take a step back and you study that thing. And you will gain wisdom of how it works or why it goes this way, right? But these guys control everything that goes on. They control our lives. And they control everything that happens in Defiance. If it's going to be done, if it's not. The mayor wants his tridge. Well, if the mayor kisses enough butt to Hornishes, they will say, okay, go ahead and get that tridge. But they're going to make you think it's up to the voters. And it's not. When they want it, they'll get it. They're spending all kinds of money on these parks while the economy's crashing, okay? Parks that not too many people actually care about. Oh, it's all wet over there, Whiskey. But so that's what we got. We got to give you the basic summary of who the Masons are. Now, I mean, you do some history, you can see where before there started becoming a widespread missing children everywhere, back around the 90s, the Masons were behind this thing called the CHIP program. We invite all you guys to get your children chipped. That way you don't lose them, right? Or, then suddenly children start to come up missing all the time, right? Is it so you wouldn't lose your children or so they would know where they were at, right? I won't cut these guys no slack. If you're somebody who don't truly know who they are, but you're joining them, you're foolish. Get away from them. Get away from them. It's a den of Satan, right? And that's the truth. And you can look this stuff up elsewhere also, but I'm giving you the basic overview. A lot of people, for years I talked about this shit. Nobody even realized what the shiny building on the corner was. It's a Mason temple. Nobody even knew what it is. They don't go in there all at once. They go in there secretly. They're doing these drives lately all through the nation, right? Oh, we're just good people. Come join the Masons. We're just good men. No, they're not. They're ruining people's lives. Now, not every single one of them, the ones at the bottom level, don't know what they're doing, but they will follow suit. They got to. Okay? You will kiss their ass. You will do what they want. They're the people that control all this. So you have your bosses of companies, your lawyers, your cops, your judges, prosecutors, all these kind of people are Masons. Some of them will admit it, and a lot of them keep it secret. Like the ones who are in control of some stuff, they keep it secret. They won't admit it. Why? Because they tell you on the outlook is somehow this huge club that is worldwide has all this fucking money and controls everything, but they're just a group that likes to help people and teach each other how to be good people. Wrong. They're immoral and they're wrong. So here we are now. That's the other bridge, right? And we're walking now. Right now we're at the base of that symbol in Defiance County. Here we are at the base of that symbol. And as we come to the base of that symbol, we have these several nice buildings down here, right? That are all connected one way or another. These people are connected to these Masons. And right at the corner of this is the shiniest brick building in Northwest Ohio, right? This temple is more important than the one in Toledo, right? This is the Masonic temple. This is where all these corrupt motherfuckers are members of this shit here. This right here. And this is at the base of that symbol we just showed you that's built into Defiance, right? There are little buildings right at the base of that. Then we go over here, and what else do we have at the base of it? The courthouse, right? Go figure. So at the base of it then, right, is right here now, the middle of the main part of the city. This is the base of that symbol built into the city. And there's the Mason building behind me. And then you'll notice behind that, they have a cop there at all times. A sheriff lives in this building or something. He's watching this building at all times. It's always on guard by a sheriff. You will not find a part of the day that a sheriff's car is not parked behind that building. Then we go over here to the other edge of that base, and that's where we got the courthouse, the common police courthouse, right? And this, so then we can, this at the base of that. Then we can follow this alley up from the, apparently we got music playing in the streets now. Anyway, so that's the courthouse. Then through this, at the other end of the base of that, the courthouse and the post office are both at the other end of the base of that symbol built into our city, paid for by the taxpayers, right? But if you follow this alley through, all of this is the law. All of this is the law everywhere. So then you got the prosecutor over here. So you see what I'm telling you? Within that Mason symbol, they make sure that they got all of their law enforcement over here working, and they're all built into that. They make sure that all of this, wherever you're at within that Masonic symbol, is all they're guarded and protected by their members. Okay, then you have these secret tunnels no one wants to talk about, and they're there. Anyone wants to do their history on Defiance, we got tunnels under here where the tunnel goes from this court place over to this one business and over to the Mason building and over to maybe the police station. once upon a time, I don't know how it's all designed now, but that way these motherfuckers could be, while everyone else has to deal with traffic and everything else, this guy can slip out from the courthouse, because he's a Mason, right? He used that special tunnel and go anywhere in the city he wants. That's the kind of nonsense we got going on here. But that's who the Masons are, and that's why nobody wants me calling them out. Well, they don't, if they would step up and honor, that's, you know. So when you think about, when you hear these stories about President so-and-so was a Mason, most likely, almost all of them are, right? Or I guarantee you Trump is, I guarantee you Biden is, right? And or they're one of these clubs that are off branch of the Masons, but it's all the same thing, right? You hear about Trump or the members of the Federal Reserve or all these people, right? They control all this stuff and they're Masons, but what you don't realize is this is going on in your hometowns. And these guys control everything. If you rub them wrong, they're going to make sure your life is hell. They'll cost you your job and to make sure that you can only get a job flipping fucking burgers. That's who these people are. That's who the Masons are. And they want to act like that's not how they are. And because it's illegal that they would exert that kind of control on us. It's illegal. All these people would be sitting in prison for being members of that gang. But we don't want to understand it. The Blue Line Gang is a Masonic gang. Always has been and always will be. But that's a basic overview of who the Masons are. They control your lives. And hopefully I'll do a more in-depth video. And let me know your thoughts if there's anything I haven't covered. I've been kind of all over the place, but we're just taking our walk. It's a little bit hot today. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.